Push the button.
Time to push the button.
Good morning, guys. Welcome. Scobo, do the thing.
Do the thing. Good morning, rise and grind. It's time again for Wake and Bake with the Groskies. I'm Scobo One, as always, joined with Sequence and Baked Pone and Parch Farmer and Dankman Dan.
Tara's in Iowa. Listening to Mushroom Head and Slipknot all day, I'm sure. No, she's chilling. She's on vacation, so Tara's not here. Sorry to tell you guys that, but she's listening, I'm sure. Nice job, Scobo, with the intro. I couldn't steal your tagline. Yeah. Welcome, everyone, to the show. Appreciate you being here. Let's go around and introduce everyone. Then we'll shout out the sponsors. Then we'll get into some shit. Goodrich, thank you for the mention. Please switch your top chat to live chat. Little red leather, yellow leather action.
I was going to say, if I looked down and he was already there.
It's good stuff. Baked, welcome to the show, dude.
Morning. Thanks for having me. Glad to be here. I'm Baked Pone. You can find me on Instagram or sometimes Sunday night shows, Michigan Grow Show, and Wake and Bake here every other Saturday.
Awesome. Tara says she will be here later, so that's
perfect.
Cool. Porch Farmer, welcome to the show, dude. You're looking really fly. You're in a dark ass room with Method 7s on. So, what are you compensating for, and where can everyone find you?
I'm compensating for my giant TV screen. Super bright. Super.
You hung over.
No, everything's just really bright right now. I've been faded all morning. Good morning, everybody. Happy to be here. You can find me on Instagram at Porch Farmer. Got a special thing coming today too. So.
Nice. Family Farms asks about Dan not being in the lab. We will talk about that shortly.
For great reasons.
Dan, welcome, dude. Where can everyone find you?
Good morning, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. Dankman Dan, you can find me on Instagram. You can find me Sunday nights at the Bros, 9 p.m. You can find me at Freedom Green Farms, LLC. Thanks for joining us today. It's going to be a great show.
I miss your Trichrome Dreamcatcher that used to be behind you.
We'll have to dig it out, man. We can bring it back.
Trichome art, man.
I'm going to blame your wife for changing the decorations because I know you didn't do it. Scobo?
That was wild.
Do you want to introduce
Good morning
yourself?
Again. Yeah, I'm Scobo1 on Instagram. I'm Scobo17 on YouTube. Thanks for joining us, everybody. I hope you are able to hang out for a little while and have a smoke with us. If you have any questions, make sure you drop them in chat. Otherwise, let's get fucking high.
Sounds good to me.
Captain 420 in chat says, thanks again for the show at 7 p.m. Wake and bake, brother or sister. So there's a 0.7%.
Did you just assume?
Yeah,
that's our numbers tell us.
Yeah, so there's a 0.7% chance that you're a female. I know that, so
gotta throw it out there.
Got confusing real quick. Looking good. What do you got?
That's my favorite Crescendo number 2. The Pheno number 2. It's grapey. I love it.
I liked the grape that you guys got out of the Crescendo. I was pretty surprised.
Cleaned my pipe for it. Yeah, dude. I was too, because I've smoked your Crescendo. I've smoked, I think, one other before that, and it was a very unique, its own, like, what I called Crescendo smell. And then to have all the different smells. I mean, some of them were definitely crescendo-y, what I call crescendo-y. But to have the grape, and we had one other that was pretty unique, was pretty interesting. And it's cool because that's a version 2. You know, everyone else's was a version 1, and the version 2 is basically, I think, crescendo times Mandarin cookies. So that it's interesting that it threw a grape flavor. But I'm a big grape fan, so
part of Mandarin cookies is a plant called Mandarin Sunset, which I think is where the grape might be coming from. But that's like
way far back.
Maybe the great grandparents of the strain you're smoking right now. So that's really wild.
That's where I'm working with that Blueberry Sunset, which has got the Mandarin Sunset crossed with that blue Bubba Kush. It's been around.
Genetics are interesting.
Joshua Merriman says, can an out-of-state person come to Michigan and buy clones? Any recommended places for clones?
Mm,
don't think so. I think you need a
Yeah.
med card.
You need a med card for a lot of the clone bank things. If you get a hold of most caregivers, they'll have clones.
Correct.
Most of them. It can be dirty. You're sourcing them
Ooh.
from other growers, so make sure you quarantine.
Sequence, you
Yep.
see what Northern Grower says? He says, I've been
A
looking
little-
for version 2 Crescendo and can't find it, so I went with the White Wedding. You can speak to the White Wedding.
Holy shit. So White Wedding was one of the coolest plants that I grew in my last flower run. And that's compared to Mac 1, Mac S1. What else did I grow? GMO. Yeah, I was in that tent. And White Wedding was the one that I really wanted to grow over again. So much so that I mentioned it on the show repeatedly that I didn't clone it until somebody felt enough sympathy for me to offer to send me some seeds. So I had a Growski send me 3 seeds of White Wedding. It's feminized, so I'll be able to run it again. And
Sweet.
so I'm really excited.
Heck yeah.
White Wedding was wedding cake crossed with Mandarin cookies for anyone in the chat that's curious. It got like really big and chunky and also super frosty, which is what wedding cake is known for. And then it also had a little bit of that purple structure. And then it was really good.
You just made him giddy, he said in the chat.
I'm excited to see you run that one again.
White Wedding was fantastic. And GMO is of course fantastic. I was
That's what I just
on
held
a
up a
show
minute ago.
that's I was just on a show that's getting ready to come out on 420, and I was asked a question by Rasta Jeff about he asked everyone that was in the show if I guess we could ask it here. If you were like trapped on an island and you had to have 1 strain or 2 strains or 3 strains or whatever, what would those strains be?
GG4 would be one of mine. Maybe GG4 and GMO.
And then like we got into like talking like if could you even settle, like, it's like the age old question related to everything else, right? If you could take one kind of beer or one soda or one whatever, it's pretty amazing.
Question. Excuse me. Question.
It's got his hand up.
Can I bring some silver sulfate? No,
I was wondering
can I
the same
bring
thing.
that?
Can we breed them?
That's actually a
Can
good
I bring the
point. So-
spray? If I can bring that, I'm cool with picking one. I don't know yet. One could come back to me, but I just listened
that's
to
like-
a
that goes-
podcast where like you can do things with selfing.
for
Mhm.
sure.
And
then
then
what's
strains and
the-
silver, and you'd be good.
Yeah. Well, so like, what is the question then? Are you taking flower or are you taking plants?
Or in
Genetic.
the male
Oh
cannabis
yeah.
plant.
Oh yeah.
So like, I guess
yeah.
I assumed that it was just going to be flower or consumable material. So yeah, if you were taking genetics, then almost doesn't matter. I would change completely my answer. I'd go to like Chem 91 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good breeding stock. I see what you're
Yeah,
saying.
yeah, exactly.
Ooh,
I got
I
some
would take
Chem
a whole different
91
direction.
sour
Very
diesel
strategic.
cross coming.
nice. That's a good one.
Yeah, I'm excited for that.
There's a lot. The nice thing is that there's so many strains that are proven winners for so many of us that if we ever were able to get a canoe and swim to another island, we'd be sure to find a different strain on that island that we could
True.
work into our crossing and back crossings.
Well,
So
your
yeah, man,
fucking
I just
pollen made it
invite-
over there anyway, you seed chucker.
I'd just be inviting you guys over, asking for some of your weed.
Hey Dan,
Bring
you
it.
got any weed?
I
Just
do.
throw it over.
drop the letter in a bottle with the cork and let it float across over there, and they'll drop the bag in there, and it'll get back to you by I don't know,
See,
next
you're,
season.
you're thinking Pony Express. I'm getting the pigeons, and I'm sending them with little satchels.
I would think you
Hell
would keep
yeah.
the drone.
Pre-roll.
we don't have access to a drone. You're
the
on an
baked
island,
drone.
Skilba.
Gotta
Yeah,
keep
you're
that
on a-
fucker charged.
What are you
Unless-
making a
unless
drone
that's
out
part
of
of the rules.
bamboo?
I can bring a plant and a drone.
Have you never
That I
watched
can't
Gilligan's
charge.
Island, guys? God,
They didn't have a drone.
they didn't have drones in the 1960s
Why are you
either.
taking lessons from Gilligan's Island? Didn't
Yeah,
get
they did
stuck?
not do well.
Well,
How did that end? I don't remember.
it was a
I
3-hour
think They
tour.
eventually got
Did
off.
they ever get
Hour
off
They
the
were-
island?
tour.
Rescued.
They were
Yeah.
rescued at the end. Okay. that's
Yeah.
fine.
But they made like the coconut phone and all kinds
Yeah, they
of
had
other
to make a
crazy
Can you
radio.
stuff.
imagine that show now? Like if they did a remake, which they probably will, because they remake
They
everything.
do. They call it Survivor.
Yeah, but they wouldn't one of those wouldn't one of those Gilligan people, go off and be growing some cannabis, since they
Yeah,
were on the
most of them
are
island
just
for
sit
like
around and
10
cry.
years.
What'd you just call me? A Gilligan person? No, yeah, I would definitely, if I was trapped on any sort of, if I had an island, if I had my own island, I'd be growing weed there. So I guess
I'm
that's
just
the
saying,
answer.
no, in
Oh,
the day and
absolutely.
age that TV and shows are in now, they would show that.
Oh, they would.
They would
Oh,
have
I
like
see
an
what you're saying.
episode where like Gilligan is like or the
Yeah, yeah.
big guy Skipper's
growing
actually a
coca.
secret pot. Yeah, and he goes off and he's growing, and then they find out and they're like, "What are you doing?"
Dude,
Yeah,
Mr.
I don't
Howell
know.
and Lovey, they're all about that.
Yeah, exactly. The scientist guy. Yeah. I like how
Wanna-
you know the names. That's
Oh
cool.
yeah, he knows. He's right,
Boomer.
right in his wheelhouse, dude. Gilligan's Island. Fuck.
Dude,
You got anything
I,
about MASH? Hit him. I bet he knows.
I
Oh
could do
my
I could do a
God.
little bit. I could do a
I
little.
tried so hard,
T.
Skilbo,
Barrington
on that
said that
I could
show.
do
Gilligan
MASH, I
Kush.
could do Hogan's Heroes.
Cheers, T. Barrington. I like that. That's what we
Gilligan Kush,
call
that's good.
some. Yeah, you get lost in the jungle with that shit.
Dear chat, if you have any questions about Gilligan's Island, cannabis, coffee dabs, or anything else, please hit us in the chat. We'll answer that stuff.
Did we mention our
Uh,
sponsors?
Yeah, I was gonna say, well, we have a short break. Check out our sponsors, 2020 Mendocino State Genetics. They're running a sale on clones right now, 50% off. So check out State Genetics. I think their Instagram is private, State Genetics, one word. And then Easy Swap Pots.
Let's circle back to that. The 2020 Mendocino has just released the feminized version of the
Good
Spartan
point.
grown cut of Snow Cane. And I see that it is on sale. It's regularly $61 and it's on sale for what, 51?
Well, they released both. So what the V2 is Spartan's cut crossed with their cut.
Mhm.
So it's very, very interesting. So yeah, Spartan has his genetics out in the world.
He's got his flag, man. His flag is stuck
Yeah.
in the ground.
So neat.
Got mine for 58 shipped at Great Lakes Genetics.
And shiny, cool
It's on
looking
sale.
packaging.
Get it quick in Michigan.
Yeah, shout out to Dragboat Jeffy and Great Lakes Genetics. Good people.
Always get my stuff. Always get Bad Dog freebies. Can't complain.
I have a few of those freebies.
Yeah,
You guys
I have.
smoking
Well,
on-
yeah, they're working with like a Starfighter, and then they used to have the wedding
Man,
cake crosses.
You want me to go
and,
through?
they got some. They
He
got some
did some
interesting
Apollo
shit.
13.
Yeah,
He did. Yeah, he worked with a lot of the classics. I noticed. And then, but recently he's been doing them with more modern stuff. So it's
Spartan
One of
mentions that
those
it's a
freebies
Michigan
that's
cut
worth it.
crossed with a California cut, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
oh
I like that. Of the same strain.
Spartan cut with the breeder's cut.
Yeah.
we do have a grow question from
a good
Family
question.
Farms. It says, "How does AC work in a sealed room? I don't understand the HVAC of a sealed room." Cheers, Family Farms.
Yeah. So in a sealed space, you would want to use an air conditioner that doesn't exchange air between inside and outside, which is almost exclusively mini splits. There's a couple of other options, but if you're going to take it seriously and you're bothering to seal a room, that's the direction that I would go. It's expensive, but again, if you're bothering to seal a room,
It's
you're already
bas-
putting a lot of expense into going that far. So
Mm-hmm.
basically they have wall units on the inside that do
mini
all the
splits.
work on the inside. They suck the air in, cool it, because they have the only thing going to the outside is one line of the Freon or whatever
Coolant,
gas
yeah,
is using
refrigerant.
coolant. And that way it's really easy to install most places, and then B, yeah, you're not removing air like a normal AC unit. So that's why you can use those. I just wanted to.
yeah, they
explain
just cut a little hole in the wall like this big, run a
I think
line
it's an
through there,
inch
and
and a half.
you can caulk it. You don't have to have a big window unit or anything like that exchanging air. If you can't get that, you can use an external like portable AC on wheels. But that's a lot less efficient and will
Very, very.
over time be much more expensive.
Do you need to vent those? Are those the ones with the vent tubes?
Yeah, they'll have the tubes that run outside instead
Yeah,
of
and they-
the,
Yeah. So you
They
need
put
to
a lot of
cut like a
smell
hole.
outside.
Lots of
They
people would
do.
put the fake window
Oh,
in.
Yeah, I didn't even
Yeah,
think about
everybody
smell.
will smell your grow.
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
one.
Your carbon 6-inch carbon filter fits up to that freaking exhaust window that comes with them units really, really well, just for pointers.
But yeah, and mini splits are they're pretty affordable. A lot of growers are using them these days. They got do-it-yourself ones. I, for one, won't be doing one of those ever because I don't know what I'm doing.
Exactly.
So if you know, you know, some HVAC, look, you know, Google it, do your own research, see if you're handy enough to do that. Remember, there's gases and stuff. So, but
Yeah.
you can save a lot of money getting one of those do-it-yourself ones, and I've seen them around town on apartments, so they must work for a little bit.
Yeah. Like Uncle Rick is saying, with an AC in a sealed room, you have to have a dehumidifier and CO2. You don't have anything removing the CO2 from the space or anything or adding CO2 to the space actually. So the plants will consume it all, and there won't be any more in there until you open the door. And the plants will actually use all the CO2 in the room in like an hour. So
That's super quick.
you have to supplement it. Good point, Rick. Thank you.
You could always, I feel like you could maybe rig up an intake, like an automatic intake, you know.
In
You
exchange,
could.
Timed,
But
but
like, if you're
depending
intaking
on
air,
situation.
then air has to leave.
and it's not
Yeah.
sealed
Not
anymore
sealed.
either.
Yeah.
It's not a sealed room anymore. So you've
Now you're
come full circle and gone back to what you had originally.
Yeah, except
Well,
for
I'm
you're
saying
venting your air
like
into
you
your
have an
house instead of
intake and an
outside.
exhaust that like kick on 5 minutes out of the day to exchange this amount of cubic
Right.
feet per minute, and then they shut off. It's still a sealed room at that point if you get the right fans.
But the CO2 would still be an issue, right? Or would it just have to? It would only build up to so much of a
You'd
level.
have to
You'd have to turn the
replenish
knob.
after you do that. You'd have to
Right.
time it. So yeah, but
So like
People
every
that'll
hour
have,
kick on
like,
for
uh,
5
I don't
minutes.
know. I guess I don't see it. I guess there's no real point.
You can
Might as well
Google
just
all of
seal
the
it.
stuff about like how much
Yeah.
airflow you need to recirculate
How many
all the
times
air
you need to
in your
exchange the
room,
air? Yeah.
blah blah blah, for CO2 purposes. Most of the time, your fan isn't going to be big enough for temperature purposes, so you don't consider that part. But CO2 is a very important reason of why
You
we
know,
exchange
the
air.
thing is, though, is like for most of our purposes, or let me just speak to my own specific thing. When I started growing, I started with a real small box, and I used a 4-inch fan, and I used a very small fucking carbon scrubber with it, and it was fine because for a 5x8 space, you really don't need much bigger than a 4-inch fan to cycle the air enough. But what I found is that I became a better grower, and as genetics started getting better and more funk started to come out of the fucking what I was able to produce in my house, I was stepping up my fan size so that I could exchange the air more often in there. And I also stepped up my carbon scrubber size. So then, you know, a lot of my friends were getting into the sealed rooms and the AC and shit. And they were like, Skilbo, you need to fucking get on this, man. And I never did. I think that a lot of times we use fans are never going to cool your room off. They don't cool anything off. They just move air, you know?
Yeah, you can only get to ambient, which is
Yes.
important as hell to remember when it's 100 degrees outside. So like, because I've grown in a basement before, which thankfully wasn't 100 degrees,
No,
you
it's
know,
like
but
70.
yeah. But if you're growing in a greenhouse, right, and your ambient air is 100 degrees, your plants are already at 100 degrees. If that was your indoor grow, you would be freaking the fuck out, right?
Ooh, can we go back to that about for a second? You
Sure.
talked about, and I remember seeing you designed it to have those fans that were hooked up to that thermostat, and the way that they had like the louvers and shit on them.
Yeah, yeah.
Since it's going to be outdoor season, can you just talk about those for just a second if somebody
Sure.
else would be thinking about doing this? Because it was
So
fantastic.
So the way the greenhouse was set up, it was 16 feet tall, and it was a metal framed hoop house. So it was a very whatever. And so we had 3 exhaust fans, and the first 2 fans it was basically staged by temperature. So the first 2 exhaust fans were set at a certain temperature, and then the third one was set more or less as like an emergency type of like cool the space type of temperature. So we would use the bottom ones like as a day-to-day thing, and everything was timed together. So when the louvers would open to allow air to come into the greenhouse, this, you know, with linear actuators, the exhaust fans would kick on so that it wouldn't suck the greenhouse in like a tent. Because otherwise it is sealed for pests purposes. You want to have it closed if you can. So there's a lot of elaborate stuff going on to exchange the air only when you need to, to limit the amount, because we were also heating the greenhouse, to limit the amount that you have to do that. Sir Dirty says nobody has a 15-year-old clone, and that is incorrect.
At that point, it's become a mother, probably.
Well, genetics like Chem 91, OG Kush, Blue Dream.
Dude, Coot has had the same plan for over 20 years.
Yeah, I could name 20, 30, 40 strains that have existed for longer than 15 years. You cut clones with clean tools, you don't get genetic drift. That's a myth. If you actually read what epigenetic drift is, it doesn't even fit the definition of taking clones. So it's all
No,
kind
you're
of
just
gross
making
science
weaker
stuff.
stock is all you're doing. Like if you cut a clone off of a weak mother, you're going to have a weak clone
Yeah,
until
if
you're
it's
able
got
to
a
get it
virus
healthy.
or something, if it's got a pathogen, if it's got, and that's what people see. So you take a clone of 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 a thing, and you end up with viruses and pathogens and this and that. So
it just
that's
keeps getting
typical.
shittier and shittier because you're
Yeah.
cloning it with dirty shit. So just keep clean shit while you clone, and you'll be fine.
I've got plants over 2 years old that look just the same as they were when they were brand new.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I always rotate bombs out too. So
When was GMO selected? When was GG4 selected? When was MAC1 selected? Those are all the same,
2013.
the same genetics.
Well, I mean, there's still like Blue Dreams, Santa Cruz cut floating around.
2000,
That's gotta
right?
be old.
That's
That's
21.
gotta,
It's gotta
be
be,
old.
yeah, gotta be 20 years old.
And you can still get that, legitimately. You just gotta know certain people, if anybody knows. But yeah, there's definitely 20-year-old clones. But Chimera was just on that podcast I was telling you about. It's just talking about that. He's like, there's no drift.
Okay, what was that
It's
from?
like it's the podcast. It's
Okay.
like a breeder podcast, but there's a 3-part Chimera interview episode. And Chimera, if anybody doesn't know, he's a biologist and he's a cannabis breeder. So he's very scientific, has a lot of opinions and facts and everything out there. But listen to those episodes. He's got tons of good info. I just finished them last night. And they were mentioning about the genetic drift. And he literally said, no, people just need to use clean tools. And so.
Yeah, it's a thing. And you can prove this.
One of those
So,
myths
like,
out there. Gotta
you
stop.
can take an old strain and tissue culture it and remove all the pathogens, and it's
He
back to what it
talked
used
about
to
that.
be.
He said he's like, it's about 30 to 50 grand.
Well, and if you
But
don't
you
have
can
30
do
to
it.
50 grand, maybe you just want to be that one person that goes online and buys that really good deal of 50 disposable scalpels.
Yeah.
And then for sure that you're not having any kind of dirt because you're not reusing these. If you think about it, if this is a plan that I want to keep in perpetuity to run as medicine or just as some really good dank, I mean, is it worth $1.05 for a fucking scalpel?
Yeah, I think I can't. I'd have to look right now, but it's like 10, maybe $8. I don't know. It was an Amazon pack where it was just a scalpel, but then like a bajillion heads.
Okay.
I mean, so like you just change out the head. Your head gets dirty, after you cut a plant or whatever. If you're really trying to stay ultimate clean, you got to take these measures, and that's what he was talking about.
Protect your genetics.
For $8, you can.
I buy a
do
box of
50
just
plants.
Vivos-Sun ones. You can pick your
There,
different
yeah.
style ones, and they're all foil wrapped individually in a
If you
box.
intend
one
on
I'm
being a
talking- yeah.
breeder,
Everyone, you just
That's
cut,
the one porch. Yeah.
cut.
How much was that?
I don't know. It's like $8 to $10.
Yeah,
There you
they're
go.
not.
You know?
It's not expensive. So it's like if you can do 50 to 100 plants for $8 to $10, those plants are gonna pay for that.
Right.
Generally.
Just keep your rubbing
So-
alcohol right there.
so
Swipe,
exactly.
swipe, cut, swipe, swipe, cut, swipe.
We
swipe,
just
cut.
got one of these little nurse ordered a little box, and it's got a silicone flaps on the top. So you jam your scissors or whatever you want through it, and then it's got synthetic bristles in there, so you can pour alcohol.
I have
And
one
you could have
right here.
you could use that.
Yeah,
I
bingo.
knew I had one. That's right here.
It's
Oh,
ma-
fuck,
mo-
you can't see 'cause
most,
it's green.
Invisibox.
It's a
It's-
harvest.
You think you would
Harvest
learn
More. No,
Yeah.
I just
Everything he
forget
owns
about it.
happened before the show, but
Yeah, everything is green. Yeah. But it's
Yeah.
Harvest Moors who makes these, and you're right. It just has the little silicone, like the knobs in there, and you just run your shit back and forth, and
Yeah.
it cleans it up nicely. So,
So if
or you can do
really,
what Sequence did, which was to buy and keep enough alcohol in a jar, that he
Then
can
you
just
keep your
soak all of
aloe.
his scissors and things like that. Good
Yeah.
morning, Tara. Good to
morning,
see
Oh,
guys.
you.
welcome, Tara.
Hi, y'all. How are ya?
Good,
Morning, Narwhal.
good.
Morning,
I
Troll.
wouldn't use the alcohol bath method for taking clones because the
No, but
idea is
for
to be
cleaning the
sterile as
scissors
possible.
was a
Yeah.
great way to cycle
While you're
through.
trimming, sure. But
Yeah,
like
then
while
you
you're
get a
taking
little-
clones, you want to actually clean them with their own alcohol, wipe them off so that you know nothing's been moved from plant to plant.
Yeah, then you take like a tip of an aloe leaf and you just dip your clone in that,
Cheers,
and it
fella.
cleans up your cut.
Yeah. We had I guess, a question chat by Aaron Badu. You all recommend or have experience with sex testing like Farmer Freeman? I have 7 seeds pop, and determining sex is kind of tricky. His plants are in 1 gallons. And I was just gonna say, yeah, I've used Freeman, and it's just a matter of, do you have the money and do you want to save the time and the materials, I guess, of transplanting a couple possible males and then flipping and waiting to possibly 2 more weeks. And then it's just a time saver, but it does cost money. But I've used it, it works. Good guy over there. Buy in bulk if you can.
Yeah, it's a stimulus package right now. It's like a 1,500 tests or something for $1,400 or
Wow.
some crazy number. But yeah,
Wow.
That is really good though. And then I just want to mention, make sure you keep your tags straight. We're all stoners, but it's important that he's going to give you tags and like with numbers, and you're going to take a plant and you're going to put that tag on that plant when you take that sample from the plant, and you're going to send that off to him. And
Dude.
don't
And make sure you
mix up
clean
those
between
tags,
samples.
attach it. Yeah, and make sure,
I
make sure
got
you clean your
something
scissors
to
between
riff off
samples.
of with
Go
that
ahead.
is I just ordered the like it was a 600 count of plant tags, and they actually are the kind that you put around the base of the stem. And I'm finally pulling the trigger on this because I am not sure what the fuck I have in the cloner. It has gotten to that point where, plant tags have been misplaced, lost, whatever. And so now I have to grow all this shit out long enough so that I can either do a stem rub or I can recognize it. And I have different strains. It's a fucking mess. And you know what? I think I'm just going to pop some fucking seeds. And so I know what I got for something and then rock and roll from there. Everything else is a mystery.
What did that run you? 600 of them.
$16 on
That's
Amazon.
not bad. You'll
No,
have to
and there's
send me
like
that
some of them
link
are
later.
yellow, some of them are
Yeah,
green, all that other
yeah,
shit.
yeah. But I like the tying around the base like that. But yeah,
You
I
ain't
just
gonna lose
ran out
nothing
of
that way.
tags, and I am a OCD about that because you've been to my house. I come over and I go, you want this jar of maybe Wet Betty or Crescendo? I don't know,
Yep.
because we lost the tags on them.
Yep.
And that kind of sucks. But
Oh, Uncle Rick with the don't use dry erasable markers. That's exactly what the fuck I did. Is I had a jar of them and I used it and I thought that it was the kind. So, I use a small.
not just those, dude. There's all sorts of markers that will not do.
That's
you
what I'm
well.
saying is I didn't know it was like not water safe. And so I'm not
The
sure.
lights will fade them. Putting the tags outside, your labels will be gone. Like in just about everything that's not a Sharpie or something more extreme than that, like a contractor grade marker, will fail under good lights.
I like using the. I have a labeler.
But yeah,
Got a little
labels work
labeler.
really good. Like that's a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
better
It's like
method than like
laminated, but
writing on it. Yeah.
I got it from Costco for cheap, and it was like 20-30 bucks, and it has a whole
Totally worth it,
keyboard.
man.
So yeah, the whole thing when I saw it, I was like, oh yeah, keeping everything labeled and nice.
Do you ever have any trouble with labels falling off of?
Yes. I
Anything?
used the stupid fucking ones that go over top of like file folders before. And I was like, oh, this should be fine. I'm not going to get it wet. Famous last words. You know what I mean? It always gets fucking wet. It always comes off. And then you have to remember, well, it says that it is GG4 on the original tag. What the fuck could I have put on this label? Is this the Silver Squirrel? Is this the Blueberry Sunset? I don't fucking know.
Wait
So,
till harvest and give
Yeah.
it a guess.
Yep.
Yeah. Yep. I'm a big label fan.
Shredder says I label 3 times and have still mixed plants up. Took a whole year to sort it out.
The struggle is real.
When you mix up the
sometimes, man.
clone and then you don't want to lose it, so you grow it out
have
like
to,
again,
yeah.
figure out what the fuck it was.
Yep.
If it wasn't, everything wasn't rooted so well, I would go back in and cut things, but they've already been flipped over into flour. So now it's like, I don't want to get that fucking drastic.
Yeah.
I can, but you know what I mean? It's like, then I've got
The
all
re-veg.
these super long. Yeah. So
Ugh.
it
Yeah.
happens.
I like how you put that. Get that drastic. Yeah, exactly. It can be
Barnes, looks like
done, but do you
canopy's not
want to
thick
have a
enough.
clone in there for 3 weeks?
Or do you want to use
Feel
this
attack.
as a springboard to pop some new seeds and just do it that way?
Always pop more.
Well, you brought up seeds. I have the seeds that Dro gifted me right here on this table. So
I was thinking of those sausages myself.
well, I was thinking of Groski Appreciation Month, which is what Spartan wanted us to bring up. I don't remember all the details if anyone remembers that, but one of the
That's-
Groskis appreciated my ass some 79 Christmas bud.
Fantastic.
Dro grows. Dro is on Frenchy Cannoli's Instagram page right now. Dro's hash. So shout out to Dro. Badass job, dude. Really
yeah.
excited.
Yeah, he's got fire hash.
It doesn't just
Hey,
look
give
good.
me
It
the Hong
art.
Kong
fucking-
food.
It's
seeds.
art.
That's probably like the coolest place any of our Groski stuff has been shared so far, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You got some right there, Tara?
Big
that's
shout.
an achievement.
Which one is it?
This is the GMO, my favorite. In my baller jar. This is my divorce baller jar.
Good morning, Dro. Thank you.
Good morning, Joe. Thank you so much. I so appreciate it.
Good morning, Paint Lady. I see you in chat.
Cool.
That front view, though.
I know. I can't figure this stupid thing out. Sorry.
Where are you streaming from right now?
I am in Iowa, West Des Moines, Iowa. In a
Beautiful.
campground. I'm up here visiting my daughter. She decided to move up here and leave Cincinnati and come out on her own.
Go show Dro some support and like this thing. Share a comment.
If you're not following me on Instagram, make sure you do too, because his pictures are always very professionally shot.
Thank you, Tara. Welcome. I know you were searching for Wi-Fi or signal somewhere.
I'm trying. It's a bit shaky, but then you know me and Wi-Fi and tech in general is a little bit fucked. So,
Sequence knows.
but yeah, I was
Bring that
waiting
thing down to the
my
Walmart.
grandson to be picked up. So he left with my daughter, and so now we can get our smoke on. But we're going to do monster trucks later on today, so that's the
Hell
big.
yeah.
We have been keeping the surprise from him, so he has no clue still, and he's definitely wants to know every time he's like looks at us. He's like, "What is it? What is it?" I'm like, "Not telling."
I've known you for like 2 years and you've never taken me to Monster Trucks.
I know, man. What
Yeah,
the
me
fuck?
neither. This is
Well, you know, when you go to Iowa,
We did race go-karts though.
We did.
Win in
That was
Iowa.
sick.
Win in Iowa.
That was sick.
Eat a loose hamburger.
Nice around here. Really nice around here. Very nice area that we're in. Can't complain. Been eating some really good food and good people and having a good time. Enjoying my kid a lot. Missed her.
Awesome.
Nice. Red, I see you in the chat. I
Still
know
don't
that
know
you-
why she wanted
Red's
to come.
awake?
Red's awake.
Oh,
see Red in the
it's a
chat.
good Saturday.
Morning, Red.
I've been trying to talk to Red for days. Red, we're having a get together at my house today. I know you haven't seen
Morning,
the
Red.
invites, so here's your invite if you're available today. I would love to see you. I haven't seen you in probably over a year, and you're one of my favorite people, Red.
There you go.
Hey,
Come hang.
No, wait a minute. You seen him over the summer, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah, but
speaking
like,
of the last time you
it's
It's
saw
almost
him,
been a year.
yeah, it's almost been a year. now.
Fuck. Dude, don't do me like that.
I
Get your
had a
floats
chance
out.
to take a dry hit on the championship hoot yesterday sequence.
What?
Oh, the taste of victory was so sweet, my friend.
Wow.
Frank and I, we enjoyed that. Matter of fact, we took that
Somebody
championship.
mute this guy.
What is
and it
this?
was like
Yeah, what is
9
going on
people
here?
around the table last night, and everybody took a drag off that to taste the sweet taste of victory. Oh, it was
What an
great.
asshole.
And
This sounds
he took
like
that
really good
asshole,
shit
put it back
talking.
in the baggie, and he rolled it up, and we're gonna share that with you this summer at Bigfoot Lodge, and it's gonna be
Oh,
epic.
man. So anyone that's not aware, this is the story. So actually, this is even related to the story. So for my housewarming party, Spartan got me a euchre set of cards.
Do you forget that you're on a live stream and it has green on it?
I didn't buy this, but anyway,
Oh, get him, Skilbo.
we were playing euchre with these guys, and we had a friendly competition that whoever lost.
Let me
had to
pause it
roll-
for a second.
Yeah,
Frank had never played euchre before.
I'm not good at stories. So
Ever.
if you want to tell it, you'll do it.
No,
better.
you can
If
tell.
you've never played
My
euchre,
brain
which
doesn't
I
work.
hadn't, it's just spades with a little
It's
Right
really,
on.
yeah, very
So,
simple card
mind you,
game.
Frank had never played, and we were highly medicated. Okay, I'm done. Go ahead.
We were all highly. I mean, this is after a good 12 hours of smoking. This is happening at 2 a.m. We're sitting smoking and doing all this bullshit. We're playing euchre, and we had this deal that whoever lost every time would have to roll the joints for the smoke sesh. And we would smoke in between rounds. So as what Frank figured out that he would do was when he lost, he would roll smaller and smaller joints. So this championship joint that they're talking about is even smaller than his male member. It's like, I don't know, probably like
What?
Damn, that was a burn.
probably like
Whoa,
this
low
big.
blow.
It's a burn, but I'm also like, how do you know this?
Oh yeah, well I mean, it was
Good morning,
weird.
man. Hey, Fit.
Crazy
The
euchre.
championship
Well,
joint is like that big, and that's what they were hitting on yesterday. It's a very good time. I can't wait to play cards with those guys again. Frank, I know you're asleep, but I hope you watch this and learn that I insulted you.
Oh, he's definitely gonna hear. It. I tagged it. I'll be like, all right, go back. to
The
this
one
Frank.
day you got to see him in person.
Yeah, he's coming over today.
Cool.
Very
Over
excited.
and get them
I'm
loans.
so
man.
bummed I'm missing it.
Oh, you get to finally be me.
It's what you get for having a real life.
Oh, I know that's true. I'm always the one that's in on stuff, so I'll just hush up.
You don't have to do all the cooking and all of that stuff today, so that's good.
Oh, I like that though.
At least not here. You're probably doing it
Probably
there.
doing it there anyway, I'm sure.
No, actually, not too much. Actually,
Are you
little
getting
bit.
pampered?
Kingfisher
kinda.
says
Good
euchre's
for
the most
you.
Midwest game. I agree. Most people do not know what that game is when you talk about it.
Yeah, you get to outside of Michigan and people start looking at you weird sometimes.
And baked, I don't even know how to play spades. So
What?
Spades
It probably is the
spades
same
is the
thing.
Spades is
main
where it's
game
at.
outside of
Baked. We have to play some spades. We get these
Yeah.
guys together.
and it's spades is
Book 'em.
from what
Huh?
I know is nationally known because
Dime
we're
time?
a prison
Yeah, man.
nation.
well, that's what I was
But-
gonna joke that I've never been to prison, so I don't know how to play spades, but I didn't want to stereotype you.
It's
Well,
an army
yeah,
thing. It's
no.
army, just like playing dominoes.
Yeah,
man. That's where I got
there's
into that
other
shit
places, but
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. When I came up and they're like, "You want to play euchre?" First of all, it's spelled with a E, so I didn't know that, so I couldn't look it up.
Nobody in Michigan knows that either. Don't
And
worry.
then, but then they told me how to play, it, and I was like, "Oh, this is like spades, but like with other suits and stuff, you know." So it's
Proper
Spartan
not too
says
says spades
different.
is easier euchre. Yeah, I agree.
Prophet
yeah.
says they play crazy eights, and I think that's because he can't count above
Go
eight.
fish.
Hey,
Goldfish
hey, a
is
good
about
game
the
of
only
war.
card game I
a good
like to
game of
play.
war.
Good game of goldfish.
Good box
Old
of
maid.
goldfish. Mm.
Medfit says,
Oh,
what
dude,
about
hearts.
hearts?
Hearts is my shit, man. I fucking love that. But I like playing the rules where you
Is
can
there a
just
card
come out
name
of
named after every suit?
All right.
Probably.
No,
There's
no,
gotta
there's
be.
no game of clubs and no game of diamonds that I'm aware of.
There's a
Not
card
yet.
game called Canasta.
That's
Yeah,
like hard ass
that's
pinochle,
it.
right?
Holy
there's another
shit,
one. Can you
man.
spell pinochle?
No.
Oh, there's
No.
I used
Uh-uh.
to.
No.
I grow
No.
This is
Not
boomer
even gonna
stuff.
try it.
I like
Gilbo and his friends get together to play cribbage on the weekends.
I was trying to think of the name of that shit. Thank
Oh
you so
my
much. I was
God.
like, what's that
Cribbage.
other fucking game?
or
where
what's
you
the
gotta
other
I
one?
knew you were.
Rummy.
I knew you
Rummy.
were.
I
Because you
think
got the
old
yeah,
people
Rummy's
play
another
it.
one too. Rummy's
Rummy.
more of a
Might as
easier
well
game.
hit the
Cribbage is
shuffle-
fucking fun as shit. That's a
Hit
very
the shuffleboard
alright.
and
English
then
game.
go.
Let's do some croquet.
Japan
You're the
lady
second.
says,
You're the second person to say the word croquet today. I was talking to. I want to give a shout out to Caribou Organics whole crew. They're in chat this morning. But I was talking to Beelzebub, and long story short, he had mentioned something about croquet as well. So very serendipitous and weird.
It's old school.
This
That-
Giobo is
Painted
fantastic.
Lady asked about playing poker at one of the next events. That is going to happen. Baked is working on making that happen.
Oh,
got
we're
the
ready.
chips, don't
You
you? You got
let
the
me know
chips?
where. I got
Well,
chips. I got official cards. I got an automatic deck shuffler. I
I've got all your chairs, so
He's got
Always
down.
beware
Dude.
sitting down at a table with
We
these
can-
people that have all these excessive poker contraptions and think it's going to be a friendly game.
We'll,
careful.
Oh, it's gonna
we'll
be
My
buy
idea
in-
was to. You have to
we'll
bring
buy
your
in
high
with
roller
best.
shit.
concentrate.
My idea was you have to
Jar?
bring your
Jar per
best
one?
like
Get it?
Yeah.
amount, like whether we set an amount, like it's an eighth or a quarter. You bring and be be real and go get your best jar that you you bring that and that's your buy-in.
What are
And
you
just
holding up
have a
there?
yeah.
bunch.
So like everybody could bring an eighth or a gram of
Yeah.
concentrate or something like that.
Yeah, or concentrate. We definitely accept concentrate at this casino. So
Shout out to Medically Fit chat. This is some select Fino cherry pie.
Oh, nice.
oh
Good
really?
stuff there.
Very nice.
Cherry
Yeah.
pie. I've heard good things about that.
It's really, really, really terpy. I don't know if it'll show.
Oh, that looks good.
Very light, I can tell.
Yesterday we were smoking on the
looks
grape
great.
guava of his.
I'm on a
I
grape
And-
haven't
kick.
tried that yet.
I tell you what, we dabbed almost
Yeah,
every-
you can see that. That's a
is.
rocky mountain.
Fire. Thanks for Select for hooking me up.
Prophet asked
I
if
need
it's
that.
dab time. It's always dab time, Prophet. Let's do a dab together.
Don't you need a bell?
Always
There
down.
you
go.
Get all my
I
stuff
did
ready.
too. I'm good.
Dab it up.
Let's get it.
Yeah, I've done 2 since the show started, and it's about that time.
I got my terp slurper, my replacement terp slurper coming today. Unfortunately, probably after I get back.
I bought a thing called a diamond knot for my banger. Have you heard of that?
No, but it sounds interesting because
So
it
it's like-
says diamond.
Well, you
Sounds
like
swanky.
inserts. You like inserts, so
Yeah.
you'd probably be interested in it. And then I bought this. What is this? How do you say this? Quave banger.
You bought it.
Covered in ISO right now. I don't know how to say the name. I
That's
just
when
read
you
it
know it's
online, dude.
fancy.
Yeah, I just know. Yeah, it's a nice. I saw the
Gucci?
picture you had, and it's got like etching
Gucci?
in the bottom. Laser
Yeah, hold on.
etching
I'll
or
dry it
something.
off and show you. It'll take me a second, but yeah, I got a diamond knot to put in this thing, and the diamond hasn't showed up yet. Yeah, it's a J Red diamond knot, Roy. That's exactly what I got. And it should fit inside of this banger and give me super sweet dabs, but somehow I ordered them the same day, and the diamond knot's not here. So
I really like that rig.
thanks,
I,
man.
I really do. That's a smooth ripper. I mean, I cough like a motherfucker on it. Yeah, see, he's
The little
moving it really
tugger
fast.
boy.
But the glass on that, some of the detail on that is just fantastic.
It just hits good, man. All
Whoops, I'm
rigs
sorry about the torch.
aren't created equal.
I went to unmute myself to talk, and I was unmuted, and I was like, "Yikes!" That's rookie show stuff.
Dude, they're doubling down on it tonight. You went with the green screen fail, and now you got mute fails too.
The green screen fail, I take zero acceptance or credit for. I don't think that's a thing. But the non-mute was bad. But yeah, everyone was giving me shit for my little rig until they got to touch the thing.
See, look, Painted Lady likes it. Dro likes it.
Dude,
Get
everybody
love for it.
loves my little rig, dude. It's like Dan kept calling it a little ripper.
Man, it made me cough like fucking crazy, man.
Is it
Yeah.
is the knot like what is it? Is it like
Surface
the
area.
ball? Does it replace the ball?
Yeah, I don't even use a ball right now, a pearl.
But that's where it goes, like at the bottom there.
yeah. I'll pull it up on the screen here in just a second.
Yeah. I have not seen these yet. I guess I'll show
I'm
you.
trying to
This
be
is,
really bougie. You know?
Hey, there he is. What's
This
up,
is
buddy?
Nurse Geek's dog Dabs.
Hey, Dabs.
He's a little puppy. He was bothering me, so I picked him up.
So they make
Okay.
Oh,
the-
sweet.
these are bangers, right?
God damn, this
Mhm.
is $200 fucking dollars.
Yeah,
Chill,
don't-
Boomer.
hold
Chill,
on,
Boomer.
Hold on, Boomer. Relax.
Yeah. Don't have a heart attack yet.
Ooh.
So people will dab these on Instagram at like 550, 600 degrees. I think that's insanity. That's not what I bought. I bought this. So these are just, well, maybe not this exactly, but they make the It might have been that, whatever. But the knots that go in
Is there a
regular
video in there, or
bangers-
those other things go to the right? See how it's got more pictures?
So it's a drop in.
Yeah, it's an insert
Okay.
just to hold the temp.
That's badass.
So it's instead of having to buy the whole banger, I bought this other banger and I'm going to use this inside of it. So we'll see how it
Okay.
goes.
Well, that's a,
Is
that's
it-
a
is
huge
it a-
price difference.
Okay, cool.
So that cost me $35.
Yeah, that's not bad.
Low
Not bad.
temps. Tara, what's this about you cooking over a fire?
Not
This
me.
filet mignon. What
Not
is
me.
this?
It was not me. That was Nut Tree.
Oh, okay. He wants you to shout it out then. Huh?
Yeah, he made me a great meal. He will always he likes me to obviously I would love to shout him out for the good things that he does for me. But I came home from work the other day and had a great meal. It was filet and potatoes and peppers, onions, all in a foil pack. And for being over a actual fire, it was absolutely perfect. Better than I would have even got at a restaurant. It was completely
Holy shit, that sounds like the past,
Oh
Colin.
my God.
Doesn't it?
Boomer.
Fucking 1982 is
Whoa.
called.
His rotary phone just went
It's
off.
great meals.
Exactly.
Well, sorry to interrupt it with my phone call, but yeah, great meal, and I've had some great time camping the past couple weeks now with him. So, shout out to Nut Tree 420, taking care of me.
There you go. Chat's catching up with the phone call.
They've been hit. Yeah, I got
That's
to turn
my
my
crazy
headphones
lady
down a little
calling.
bit.
What's everybody doing today? Is everybody meeting up with Sequence or?
Or do you have to call that lady back? Is she like nodding out right now and you don't know? Or
Nancy
She's
from Time
fine.
Life is calling
She's
back.
She's just waking up, telling me, "I'm awake. I'm gonna take my pills and eat my cereal and banana."
she might have had an accident?
That's not my problem. I'm in Iowa. It's somebody else's problem today.
Dookied on the floor and then slipped and fell.
Not my problem. That would be her son. That's her son's problem, not mine. And I would have gotten a text by now if that had happened.
In a picture.
She's SOL if that happens because he ain't gonna take care of her.
So I want to give something to the people, actually.
To the people. Give it to,
To
the
the
people,
people.
my friend.
So I ordered this sweet little rig here.
Forgot you were doing this.
Not this banger though. Had to upgrade the banger, not gonna lie. It's a great little recycler. And they sent me an extra one. So after the show, everybody go into the comments and make your best funny comment. And at 4:20, it'll end while we're all together at Sequence's place later.
Oh, we'll vote on it or something in person.
Yeah, we'll all vote together on the best funny comment. And it even comes with a little bag. You can put it all in.
That
US
is
only.
sick, man.
US only.
Yeah.
So
you-
sick.
Make a funny comment after the live.
You just want him to riff off anything, or are you looking
Yeah,
for
just
anything
say something
specific?
funny and we'll all vote on it together.
I
About
dig it, man.
420.
That's a sweet ass setup.
Yeah, I really like it.
That's a nice 420 giveaway right there.
Yeah,
Hell
for sure.
yeah.
For sure. But yeah, they sent me an extra one, so I figure give it away.
Pretty stand
Pay
up.
it forward. Yeah, they do push out really good rigs for a really good price. So like if you don't win, it's an interesting rig to look for.
Yeah, it's
But yeah, again,
MJ
reply in the
Arsenal.
comments. MJ Arsenal. But yeah, reply in the comments something funny. And we'll
After
we'll be
the show.
chill-
After
we'll be
the
chilling
show.
at my house at 4:20 p.m. Well, it doesn't matter when they go in the comments, but yeah, after the show, we'll review it and get a hold of a winner.
it's like a spring giveaway.
I've been wanting one of their pieces for a while, so
I really like mine. It's a little
Yeah.
it's just
that's what I
tiny and
like about
sweet.
them. They're just
Yeah.
small and kind of compact, but they're really sturdy though too. They're
Yeah.
I don't want to say you can't break them, but they're definitely a little bit more
They're pretty
sturdy than
thick.
normal.
Yeah, they're pretty thick.
I think they're
so-
pretty thick for as small as they are.
But the banger it comes with is like micro, so that needs upgraded. It's like an 8mm, I think, or 10.
Yeah. Small.
Profit, I'm dabbing at 431 degrees. Where you at, dude? Profit says he's gonna put his mom in chat in the comments.
Perfect.
I do want to say, what is it? Is it Tuesday that the Abolished is going to be over there with them? Was that what it was?
I have all the dates. Give me a moment.
Sweet.
10 minutes till hash time.
9 now.
Oh,
Hazelbub's in the chat. He could tell us quicker. We've been chatting a lot, so he said yes.
That will be over on Caribou Heart TV, apparently. I forget that it's TV and not organics.
There's do
Caribou Heart, CARIBOOHART, Caribou Heart TV. It was hard for me to find because I
Look,
spelled
we got-
Caribou different and I
look.
spelled Heart different.
So we got Caribou Heart, we got Uncle Rick, we got Prophet, Indica, Bees, all of them right there in a row in chat. So good morning. Good morning.
They are doing a
Love the
bunch of
lineup.
giveaways.
Just give away.
Painted Lady, I don't know if Misty is on there with him or not. I'm sure that she's always around.
Yeah, Abolish and I might be doing some washing.
Hopefully,
Yeah.
Abolish is coming over today.
I
Yeah, he
told
said he
him,
had some
I
sour
told him
melon.
he needs to come
Yeah.
and we can talk about it because I have all the equipment and he has all the bud. And because I wanted some sour melon.
That's good
Or-
shit.
Yeah. Yeah, nurse wants some. It's a good upper, you know. Keep it good.
Darn
Yeah.
it, now I'm really upset I'm missing stuff because I've got all that stuff from Debbie Hayes that we need to do the bro review on.
Oh,
Dabby, we're gonna do it. I promise. I've got it all. We're gonna take care of it.
Tara, you should know better than to have a real life.
yeah.
I smelled some of it too. It smelled really good.
Yeah, we smoked some of it, I think, right, Tara?
Yeah, we did. He
did one
I
of them.
liked the
gave me
one.
so much.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
had-
exactly. That I can't
I've
remember.
had
but it was-
plenty to
Yeah.
If
share.
you put them
so-
in front of me, I could tell you the one I liked. It was like some sort of Latino-y name,
Yeah, it was.
like Sangria.
Oh, the Tinto de Verano.
Maybe it was
I might
that.
not be
Yeah.
pronouncing
that sounds
I don't
spicy.
know. No,
sounds
no, the one
spicy.
I liked was
You
sounds.
to roll your
spicy.
R's, Tara, I think, when you say that.
Proper.
I'm not an R roller.
Just a J roller.
Just
Yeah.
J roller.
Joe says bro reviews need to come back. I agree. For sure.
It's coming. It's
can,
coming.
We can try to record something here today. I don't know how
Yeah.
many people are going to show up or not. We kind of did this one real spontaneous, like.
Yeah, like I don't know how many Sprites to buy.
There's still Mountain Dew here, so don't buy any of that.
Okay.
Nobody opened those.
Better get him
Yeah.
some macaroni and cheese.
Yeah.
I've got food for baked. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Mr.
Yep.
Snack Snack.
Yeah, I wonder who shows up. I'm just excited to get high all day again.
Yeah, any excuse to get
Absolutely.
high all day is a
Good
good,
Saturdays.
good time. Yeah.
Plus it's cold today. At least here. So not
Yeah,
gonna
Dan,
do
you want to
anything
talk about
outside.
temperatures for a minute? We can come back around
Oh,
to
yeah.
Tank Man Dan.
There we go.
Spartan, you can take them home if you want. You don't have to
Yeah,
go
it
from
was
here.
it was bitterly cold out this morning. It was like 38 degrees inside the hash shed, and we have to do some work in there later. So I didn't want to turn the heat on and sit in there broadcasting there this morning. So we're trying to keep it at 38 degrees.
Need a nice parka.
Got the cool bot.
What are you working
yesterday,
with?
Right?
Yep. We don't have the cool bot hooked up yet, but we have
Oh,
the cool
okay.
bot,
Yeti.
the AC unit. This is just from the ambient 27-degree temperature
Nice.
night, but yeah, so but we do have a cool bot and AC, and that'll get installed this weekend and keep us rolling through these temperatures because it really affected us with what we can process. We have a whole freezer to run. We're just waiting on the temps, so getting there.
Tara, my friend Godspeed's going to be here today.
Are you kidding me?
No,
She's like super pissed now.
No, I mean, come on.
he's the guy that processed all my trim, made all of these jars and stuff.
Oh,
He's
Damn,
gonna
I've
be
been
here
trying to
today
get
to
up
talk
with them
about
for a
extracts.
while.
I dabbed a lot of
neat.
that.
So I'm excited about
Very
that too.
neat.
We'll have a
Be
good
nice to
time.
do a quick video for everybody that's not able to go today. That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Maybe. We always share tons of stuff in our own chats and things like that for Tara, and other people that can't make it, like Scobo.
I get to do a lot of stuff
so far
though with
away.
everybody, so I'm not gonna be that. I mean, I'm a little disappointed. I'm not gonna lie that I'm missing High and Tight and Every Day, Mary J, and Chris, and now Godspeed and you guys. Ugh. And I don't
Southern
even get to
Vermont
cook
grower
for
says they got 10 inches yesterday. That sounds very personal.
Wow.
you.
10 inches of snow.
Wow.
Oh, that's not what I thought they were.
Fucking up the jokes.
Puffing on strawberry starburst there, lobster. I got a bunch of those seeds I'm gonna grow out. Kept getting them as freebies when I'd order Irie.
Oh, nice.
So yeah, whatever. Fino on it. One day.
You've got a lot of good stuff to pheno hunt, dude.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yep. I was just telling Nurse, like it's also nice to like be able to like firsthand experience all these breeders. Like for instance, the Mac Burger, didn't exactly all of them pop. I don't really think it's my germination method, but it's interesting. So you find out these things, where I have other packs that pop 100%. So it's cool to firsthand experience all this instead of there's so much Instagram opinion out there that until
you
you get
can't
a hold
guarantee
of
biology. So
but yeah.
Uncle
Yes.
Rick's statement is great in chat. It's a question to Beelzebub. He says, "When are you pimping us out to MBGS?"
So the next, we've talked about it. I don't know if we got any dates set yet. Me and Bees have talked about it, though. We're working on it. I think we did set some dates, actually. I didn't write anything down, though, or put it in my calendar, or do anything like that with any of the dates.
Potential's there.
I think
He
it's
did-
the Sunday after next.
He
is
did all of
Uncle
his
Rick,
half.
I think.
So
Because we're
I
gonna do
think we're
some
gonna
on
have
late
some
sesh
people.
too.
Yep,
It's
some
like
people will be
Caribou
Sunday, some will be
419.
Monday.
I don't know what that is.
But they were nice enough to, when they had us on, we went on individually. So I don't want to, try to smash them all in as one big gang, sequence. And I talked about this is, it's better to have an individual focus and to hear things. There we go. B says Uncle Rick is on 425 and Caribou is 419. There you go.
Heck and A. Yes, you are Prophet. Enjoy. We've got to get Prophet on the late sesh specifically because that's going to be off the rails, hopefully.
I told him we can have, 2 or 3 people, come on if somebody needs to be goaded or anything like that, or,
They seem
It all
pretty
works.
excited. But I think that him and Red together in the late sesh, you just let him go for a while.
yeah, that's it.
Oh boy. I probably won't end that one early. I'll probably have to
Just-
stay up for that one.
Mute up, laugh, and smoke down, but get high.
Yeah. He is so funny. If you haven't seen Prophet on Caribou's show, you will see him on our show, and he's a riot.
Max Screaming Ruby says,
Yes.
"Hey, any good recommendations to automate my watering? Sick of hand watering and working too much." Absolutely, we can.
Yeah, that's actually something that's pretty easy.
It's super easy, and once you do it, it's super nice.
Yeah.
It is hash time first, though.
We can go through all the steps on Instagram and all the specific parts if you DM me, and I can help you to that level if you want. or we can chat about it a little bit on the show. But blue mats are an option for water only, not for any nutrients. I use Netafim sprayers because I saw them at Mitten Canico and I fell in love with them instantly.
Same.
I was someone that was already using automated watering and had some negatives that I was experiencing already, right? And I went in there and saw those sprayers and they fixed all those problems and I didn't even have to ask a question. And that was kind of interesting to see. It was just a far superior design. So I would not recommend the Netafim stakes. And then at home, you can get away with using a sump pump, but the bigger you get, the more pump you need.
For my system, I
yeah.
have one of them I have is a quarter, and the quarter one I use with a hose, so I can water all my plants, top water that way. And then for the Netafim sprayers, I'm using a half horsepower, but you can totally get away with a quarter on that too. Just depends on what you want to spend.
Yeah, you're gonna want to do your math and figure out your tube size, you know, your main line and stuff. But I just want to piggyback on Sequence's Netafim. The great thing about Netafim is that he told me about them and I started looking them up. They're so versatile. He uses them in a different way than I'm planning on using them. You know, you can hook them to what he uses, like
Like an
a
octobubbler.
an octobubbler, or they'll sell their own little individual, basically pressure compensated nodules that'll go into your main line. And I'm sure there's other ways. So,
Yeah, that's with the little
and they're so affordable.
yeah, you
You
do it all
know,
for, basically your biggest cost in that is going to be either the cost of the pump
the
itself,
pump.
or if you're using like an actual reservoir. Reservoirs can get pricey if you start talking about like a 50
Get a
gallon res or
tote.
Panic
something.
Air. If you get an actual res or anything,
An actual res is another thing that's
expensive.
expensive.
Oh, yeah.
What I did to solve this problem is that I bought a really, really thick recycled plastic sump pump well that, like when they bust a hole in your basement up, they put this big piece of plastic down in there and it's already got everything in it. I use one of those. It holds 20 gallons of water. For my purposes, it's perfect because my beds can't withstand 20 gallons of fertigation at a time. So, and those are like $20 too.
Yeah. Yeah. I just went off of what Sequence does, and you can get those sturdy black and yellow totes.
Yeah.
And they got 27 gallons. They got a little bit bigger than that, a little bit smaller.
We use the same things you're talking about at work on a commercial level with the Netafems, and we have a main manifold line, and we use the little pressure clips.
They're called wood. They're called, I think, woodchucks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just
So,
pop
like,
right into the
I didn't know
line.
they had an
Yeah.
end.
Little spaghetti
That-
line that
Yeah,
comes off
it's
it.
quarter inch.
What
yeah.
what line is your main line, Dan? Do you know? Or I mean,
like
diameter.
what runs
like
down the table.
three
Yeah.
3/4,
Half or 3/4.
half or 3/4.
3/4.
Yeah, that's what I
It's
got.
because of the
Okay.
number.
You
I
can
use
get
half
both
inch.
with the Netafim, but it all depends on what your pump. I would recommend checking your pump outlet first.
Well, I
But
like the Netafim sprayers are nice
good to
because
know.
they just go onto a 1/4 inch line. So it's whatever you decide. If you're using like the octobubbler,
yeah,
you're just going to buy either a half or a 3/4 with a stem on it. Riser. It's actually called a riser.
let me. All my stuff's in the flower room. I can't show it, but I was gonna show. Yeah, and you can. And what's cool about those little woodchucks is you can place them wherever you want down the
Yeah.
line. So
It's
it's
just
like
that little blue push tool, right?
You got
that
a
you're
plant
pushing
over
That's what I
here,
do.
plant over there, and
Yeah, if
then
you have a table, it's far superior to.
What we
Yeah.
do is I'll set out all my pots, and then I'll bring in the hose, a black hose, and then I'll make all my punctures where the location of the pots are going to be, and then I'll feed my spaghetti lines to those hoses or to the main line, and then you get the little crimper, you crimp off
Yep,
the end
I
of
got that.
your manifold, hook it up to your pump, and you're ready to go.
Heck yeah. Yep. Yeah, definitely an option. And there's a lot of other options. You can get pricey. Company like Bucket Company.
One thing is also that I have is the I had it when I was doing the blue mats. I bought the blue mat filter that actually goes in line on like they have it set up so that it's meant to go to like that red or pink line, whatever their main line is for that. But it's done through a fitting on a 1/2 inch. It's like an RV filter.
Like a
So
mesh filter.
Yeah. So I just took
Yeah.
that out and I put one of
Definitely
those
recommend
in.
it.
Yeah, because you don't want to get dirt in your lines. It's much easier
Right.
to get it out right there and you can just empty
Check
it
your
because you can
pump.
see it. Yeah.
Your
Don't
pump will tell you sometimes. Like my pump, I got a C-Flow brand, and it says also Netafim will tell you on their website, use with at least a 120 mesh. So you're gonna want to, and then Netafim sells filters like that too. But yeah, you're gonna want to check on that because yeah, it's like Scobo was saying, you don't want to get gunked up crap and once your lines get smaller to these chucks and these smaller lines and then the sprayers, if a little solid piece of stone or something somehow gets in there.
No, what happens is leaves will fall into your res, and you may not know that they're down there, and they start to break up. That can start getting pushed into your lines, and now you're having a fucking issue. If you have the octo bubbler, you can sometimes catch it there because they've got a small little inline basket filter to make sure that it gets caught there rather than in the 1/4 inch lines.
Yeah. Yeah, those octo bubblers are nice. I like those because y'all use the PVC, hard PVC, which is a lot more fun to work with. I'm finding out than this poly, which they send coiled up.
Right, and then in line with that, I used a couple of unions so that if I need to break the system down, it's very simple to just take it apart. So I have a union that is both before and after that inline filter, and then in between I have.
You mean like a valve?
No, a union is where the two pieces come together and then they thread together, and it makes the seal that way so that you can take it apart. So if you had it in line with your pump and everything's fucking hard glued, you're fucked.
Yeah.
So you can't take anything apart. So you want to use like a union.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I definitely recommend getting all the bells and whistles if you can. Get a pressure PSI gauge so you can monitor your PSI. Make sure you're not either blowing the too much. And check all your numbers with whatever you're using, whether you choose Netafim or whatever. It'll tell you. I think Netafims you can use from like 20 psi to 50 psi. So I got a 25 psi regulator on my line. So it's just going to make my pressure 25 psi.
Morning, Wolverine.
And my pump's going to be able to, handle that. So, just do your research. There's a lot more math than sometimes you think. But yeah.
Netafim actually sells as part of like that woodchuck you were talking about, where it goes from the main line to the actual sprayer. Yeah. They sell a 25 psi pressure compensator.
Right.
So you can run full pressure for all of your water line.
Up
to the dripper basically, and that makes it work a little bit better as well.
That's where those octobubblers come in because I can adjust my pressure right there individually for each line. It's really, really nice. Or if you just want to use it the other way, if you don't use those, you can get the, because the Netafims come in different ones, you can get like 7 gallons per hour, and they're all color coded. They're browns and grays. And all that stuff.
And I definitely recommend buying extra fittings. Like you're not going to want to go back to the store.
No, just buy the 50 pack. Even if you don't need it, just buy the 50 pack.
Yeah, exactly. Like all, if you're going to, like my setup, I'm using a lot of these, they're called Permalock fittings, and they're for the poly, kind of bendable tube. But I didn't order enough elbows that I want, and stuff like that, 90 degrees and things like that. But I did order, make sure you order lots of valves, ball valves, shut off valves. And I ordered extra, but I'm going to use like 2 in my line. And it's just extra, like, okay, I can turn it off here, or I can turn it off here and mess with it down here. I definitely recommend a lot of shut off valves. But yeah.
Shut offs and
water alarms.
Oh yeah.
You're messing with automated watering. Get some water alarms before you ruin your house.
Yeah. Float valves and stuff like that.
Shout out to Red in chat.
Poor guy.
Like that, baby.
Yeah.
He cracks me up. Like 3 times a year, he floods his house somehow.
Yeah.
Like, Red, get some water alarms, brother. You quit falling asleep and leaving your water on.
Hey, that just means that you're smoking good stuff when you fall out early.
So funny. I mean, I definitely forget stuff in a similar way, so I have to work around those sort of things all the time. Or like, it's just like washing your laundry and forgetting it and leaving it in the washer, right? You did half of the stuff, you turned on the water but didn't turn it off. And that happens when you're filling a res that takes hours, because then you can't stand there and watch it, right? So it's a big difference from what we do. It's easy to laugh about, but it's a big difference from filling a 20-gallon res or a 200 or 300-gallon one.
Yeah, man.
Well,
when you start getting into totes and you guys are cheaping out buying these black and yellow totes and shit, I hope that every single grow and quite frequently in between you're checking those, because when you start putting larger volumes of water into those black and yellow totes, they will buckle and fail. And when they do, you know, you're going to have a fucking mess. That's why people spend the big
I haven't
money on the
failed
real
one of
resin.
those totes, but I have seen the brutes fail.
The brute, yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Because people like to store water in brute
Boom.
containers.
Yeah, it's gone.
yeah,
You got to be careful.
yeah. I
I
got
would
all
think
my.
that salts do a lot of that. So like, you know,
Oh, it weakens it over time.
versus water. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would
Well,
think
that's why
that
you
totally
want to
makes
get
sense.
proper containers, like on Amazon. They
Oh,
sell
Cap
those.
420. Talking about a
those
toilet flow works
blue-
fine. That is correct.
yeah, they're for chemicals.
Yeah. Yeah, and they're not. You can catch them. The price fluctuates on them, but you can catch them pretty good price. I got a couple 14 gals. I got a big old 30 gal, and because I have to use RO here, I have RO going to that 30 gal, and so once I get my auto going up, my auto watering, I'm just gonna take what I need from that res to my auto watering res,
Yeah.
and that way I only have to worry about ever overflowing that thing, which, you know, when I'm running the RO. But yeah, that's how I plan to do it. But yeah, I mean those containers, those barrels are made for like holding things, and you can get ratings that mean different things like BPA.
Yeah, ones that
and
are good
stuff.
for acid, ones that are good for
Yeah.
oil, ones that can
Yeah.
handle things.
And yeah, they're gonna be more pricey, but you know, it's that whole buy once, cry once. You know, get some. You won't be buying another one when your brute trash can falls apart.
Wolverine Grown in the chat says 60-gallon food grade thick black tall pickle barrel with screw on lids delivered in Michigan for 15 to 30 bucks.
From you, that's not bad.
I have a large blue.
I need a couple of those.
It's the one that held
Good
the
deal.
pickles, the vinegar for the pickles. So
Yeah.
just make sure that you're not using something that held some kind of class chemical in it that it potentially leached into that plastic that you're now trying to use water for a plant that you intend to ingest in any form or any manner. So don't just get some shit that used to have some brake cleaner or something crazy in it. That's
Yeah, and
not-
if you
that's not
order
healthy.
like a brand new 55-gallon food grade jug, they're like $100 and shit. So they're
Yeah,
expensive.
but a pickle one's a good idea because you know
Is
if
it
it's
a
food
used
grade, you
pickle
know what-
one, or are they just
Yeah.
saying that's like the
It's
type?
used. Well, you can get a used one. Yeah, it's what used to. Mine is blue.
Captain 420 says used there $5.
you can
Maybe
find
I
that's a
got
new
mine.
one. Maybe
got
it's
mine.
a new pickle
there's
barrel.
restaurant.
No.
What's the restaurant? Is it Jimmy John's that gives out 5-gallon buckets? That's what they get their pickles in or something.
Dude, do you know how hard it is to get the smell of pickle?
That's what
Well,
I'm saying.
yeah,
I'm
I
not
don't
trying.
reuse
I'm not
jars or
trying to
You
anything.
fill,
use
you fill that
something.
shit full of like bleach and just let it try to take it
Yeah.
out of the food. Oh man, in the
Filter.
kitchen, it's horrible. You're like, dude, why did you use this
Pickles.
backup container for the pickles? You know this is the one for it, man. Now you're fucking staining my other shit.
Growing that dill weed.
Porch Farmer Painted Lady says, I keep waiting on Porch to update the passengers on arrival time from the cockpit.
He reminds me of Dodger Disrespect with this setup.
He's
He
got those
does.
method sevens on
Yeah.
though, man.
My wheel is right
He
over
just
here.
needs the mullet now.
I told him he
the
looked like
mullet
Jeff
setup.
Gordon when he came in.
Yeah.
Very metro.
This is
Jeff
my
Gordon like,
cockpit.
it's a good look, man. You've got a sunglass game like nobody else that I know. You got the riffraff glasses.
The riff.
I love my pit vipers, man. They're
Oh,
the best.
man.
80 cycling shades, dude. They're the best. They cover so much of your face.
You need to get. You want to talk about 80s? You need to get some fucking Varnays, man.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, that's right. Old.
Boomer shit. That's what that is.
Fucking millennials.
You
man.
watch
What
it.
are
Watch.
they?
Somebody in the chat is going to be
Tara
like, "Yeah, man,
Chaser.
totally Varney." I'm telling you, Tara. You know this shit.
What was it? I didn't hear you actually. See, I can't hear.
Barnay's?
I'm so old I can't hear anymore.
See, boomer
Oh
shit.
Lord.
Do you remember Varney glasses from the 80s?
No.
Damn.
Sweet. I love when he does this and then he ends up standing on his own.
Yeah, you're
Maybe
gonna
Maybe
have
I
to
know
what
what
they
that
Live and
hey,
die on my
Skillbo.
own hills. I
Skillbo.
thank you very much. Thank you. T. Barrington's got it right there.
Screen share it for us and Google it.
Now he's trying to put me on the spot.
Oh,
I don't
already
even
You know he
know
doesn't know how
I-
to do that.
I don't even know how to spell that to Google it myself
I got
right
you.
now.
I was trying to show something, so I said
Z.
it to
Cavaricci's
Sequence, and I was like, I don't
Kingfisher.
know what to do with this.
Yeah, see, they know what's up.
There we go.
Thank you. Shredder's calling us back. Calling us back.
All right, Shredder, hit us with a question, brother.
Is that the punishment for needing the baby come back?
Yeah, I don't know what we're coming
Gotta
what to
answer
come back
something.
to. You know, we're not trying
We're
to
here.
be
You know what?
rigid grow show. We're just trying to have good vibes going in the morning. What's up, dude?
This is the first show I'm officially a Michigander. I got my license yesterday.
You know what it is, don't you?
Nice.
Switched to
Nice.
this state, so I'm here for good.
So I got a
Welcome
question.
home.
Are our licenses higher or lower quality than Florida licenses?
Well, I didn't get it. It's coming in the mail, but I'm in the system now.
All right, you're gonna have to let
They
me know.
ruined my Florida one, so I hope I'm in the system.
Oh, host has
That'll be
disabled.
it.
Have your
They
medical
do like a
card,
stamp through it or like a punch hole, and I was like, oh
The host
Did you
has
get your
disabled
medical
participant
card and
screen
caregiver
sharing.
card yet, Figs?
no, I gotta get my driver's license.
Go ahead.
So
Right
that's
on.
what I've been waiting on. So as soon as it comes, I'm getting all that set up. I'm
I
so
would go
excited,
to
dude.
samedaycard.com.
Okay, I'll check them out.
That's where I would go.
Samedaycard.com. Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
Legend
Those-
O2s.
Those are
These,
some old lady sunglasses.
yeah, these are some like
What's
50, 60
going on here?
stuff.
I can dig those.
I remember
there.
with that little side thingy on there, but I
Oh,
didn't
the
know they
Them
had a
Varney
snake.
glaciers, man.
Dude, these are old ski glasses, man.
Hmm.
Chill shit, man. Back in the day.
They're pretty decent looking shades.
Yeah.
I don't know about the horse blinders, but
Bake.
Yeah.
The boomer has shared the screen successfully.
That is, yeah, I'm very proud of you, dude.
he'll forget again when he has to do it on any other show. But
It didn't take too long.
Great.
Yeah.
Didn't take too long.
Oh gosh, if Skillbo can do it, then I can manage it.
Wow,
too.
I
got
feel
to
great
focus.
after that comment. Thank you.
Something
He
I
can
can
do
achieve.
it. Fuck, I can do this.
No one
shit.
can do it. Anybody can do it. I bet even Red could share a screen.
He has before. Indeed. And it's been the butt of jokes before.
Oh yeah, he was. I
Yeah.
forgot
Oh,
about
yeah.
that.
Yeah. I forgot about
That
that.
took me a whole day of editing to fix.
Yes.
So when
Yes.
Skilbo was just sharing his screen right now, I was looking at.
You made
everything.
sure that everything was dress right dress.
Yeah, because I was gonna cancel your shit, but I didn't have to. Red did that. He's like, let me make sure my address isn't in here. Scrolled down at his address.
He's looking at
Uh,
it. He's just like,
Like Red, you didn't even have to scroll to that part of the
no,
page.
you didn't have to.
So funny. Red, I love you. I know you. I haven't seen you in chat since the show started, so I know you're busy. But I hope you can come over today.
Let me just torch you to the dogs and back real quick, and then come on over later. Oh, and
You'll
don't
get
forget,
more of
don't
the
forget my
same
cut of that
over.
citric either while you're at it, buddy.
Yeah, dude, bring the Citrique. I've got like a two foot drop cookies you can
Ooh.
bring home.
I'm telling, Dan, I keep telling him he needs to bring that on the show, just like you did for Sequence. With that
Yeah, I
monster.
never did see him run that Kush breath. Where's it at?
It's
It's-
quiet.
It's not around anymore. It's one of the
Right on.
ones that I cut when I moved.
It happens.
It happens, but I don't know. I'm gonna have to make amends somehow because it was a super frosty, super good looking strain. So
Yeah, you don't have to men's to me. I didn't give it to you.
I
I
know
was
it's Normish.
Period.
It's just the middleman.
It's Normish, and I haven't seen him in a little bit, but
I just fed it.
Yeah, cheers to
It's a beautiful
Normish
plant.
Micro.
but I got a bunch of them now, and they're already getting big enough where I gotta look into setting up some stuff and maybe flowering out some of them.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to start playing games where you're letting them get out of control height wise.
Right.
I could always
Cut 'em in
clump them
half.
again and do all the labor and like do all of that, but I'd rather
One more
not do that
time.
either.
Well, speaking of genetics, man, I'm getting closer and closer to washing my buddy's Singapore Sling.
Nice.
Ooh,
Yeah, man, it is fire. It tastes just like cream soda.
that's a cut. Shout out to the sponsors. That's a cut from State Genetics.
Yeah,
Lucky
man.
man.
Yeah, man.
So they're having a sale on their cuts. If you have your med card, go get some because that stuff looks fire. As soon as I get mine, I'm gonna go hit them up.
Yeah,
That's
just
for
about
sure.
everything they share on their page looks like something I would grow. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay. Hopefully we
That's
get
local.
together and we get some stuff from them. They are.
People that are renowned for clones,
Oh,
if
yeah.
someone's renowned for clones and that's their gig, sometimes as a grower, trust them.
Well, it's neat
sure.
because there are strains that I haven't heard of necessarily because they breed them and stuff like Tiki breed strains and all of that. but everything is just fire looking.
Especially today on IG, you'll just get dragged, you know.
Oh yeah. I think I was explaining that to somebody recently, and I was talking about how clones are generally cleaner now because, you know, everybody's got a reputation. People like that have a company, they would quickly have a very poor reputation if they weren't clean and stuff. And you know, everybody wants to maintain that.
Even
Yeah.
accepting clones from clean people, treat them as they're dirty.
Oh yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
dip it
But
and
always,
quarantine.
I
You should
mentioned that
always have
too,
your own
but-
quarantine protocols, though, in a separate area that you know you can hold something for a few days and make sure that everything is dress while you dunk it. You know, so
Yeah.
Plan
shout
B.
out to the sulfur dunk on this, man, and
Absolutely.
shout out to
Just-
Wolverine Grown for doing that video a long fucking time ago on how to properly spray down a plant with sulfur, where you start with the main. Start from the bottom, you work your way up, you work each branch from the inside out, and you make sure you get the bottoms, everything, you make sure you get the tops, everything. So
Great video. Just
Yeah, man.
reposted
Definitely.
on Matt's new channel.
yeah, man. So that's definitely helped me as someone who has struggled with PM in the past before I was hip to that. You know, I had done it before, and then it's one of those things in cannabis where I got doing that when I was probably 2 or 3 years in. And then, you know, as a newer grower, you meet other people that have been growing longer than you, and you're like, oh, you shouldn't be doing that. That's terrible, blah, blah, blah. So now you start getting hit with like the negative aspects of bro science, which is where, you know, like somebody that you trust tells you something, then you take it as gospel, but it may not be factual. So,
Right.
you know, coming back through and him showing that and then seeing the way that he reclaimed plants and the way that they were very, very upfront about everything about it, really, you know, it lends that your personal word again, you know.
What kind
We
of
come
goes
back to that.
all goes back to that like age old thing of like when somebody starts telling you something and then you make sure you ask them why they believe in whatever theory they're applying to their grow, because a lot of them don't have a theory or don't know the basis of why they would water like feed water, you know, or whatever the hell theory they're trying to tell you to do. If they can't tell you why, it's because they don't know why they're doing it. And that's a good reason to not follow those directions.
For sure. Sequence knows if anybody, I always,
Yeah.
he'd throw something at me and he knows I'm gonna come back with a, well, why that, or how this, or
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm
percentages
gonna
don't climb
question
to
the hell
follow
out of
something.
it.
But where did you see
And-
that a lot of times for me, so that I can go back and look at it, read it, and if there's any kind of links to it, I can start trying to go down
Yeah.
that rabbit hole.
Well, and
Well,
yeah,
it-
and just
yeah, it's a
everybody
thing
has
that
a
people
different
do.
brain style and different way of wrapping their head around concepts, and that's what I've learned, you know, with all kinds of things like mechanics, you know, and they say a lot about school, you know, it's not everybody learns one way, all that crap, but yeah, so you know, try different things
It would be easy
and ask different
for-
questions.
Yeah.
And if they
it'd be-
can't answer them, that's a problem because they're
Exactly.
probably just mimicking something they saw, unfortunately.
Like
Yeah,
you don't
just
respect
find-
me too much to like just agree with whatever I say, you know, and that's important because like if I told you to do a thing, you don't just accept it. You ask the question and make sure that it's the right answer and that's the right way to be. It's not a disrespectful thing
Well-
to do or anything like that.
If I cared enough to ask the
Yeah.
question, I should care enough to follow through with the
Yeah,
advice.
get the real answer and like figure it out, you know,
Yeah.
and it proves that you're invested in figuring it out. So
These
like,
days, what I've learned is that if I go to the web with any problem for cannabis, I can find five different things I should be doing from 755 different fucking authors. So it's very, very difficult. And none of us on this panel grow the identical way, and none of us in chat grow the identical way. We don't have identical environments. We don't have identical issues, time constraints. Everything is just individual. And at the end of the day, you have to want to succeed and all that entails. It's not just, well, I've spent 4 hours in the garden. Well, yeah, but if you're fucking off and breaking shit or
Well-
something, that's not beneficial time in the garden.
I think that people want to succeed too. They're just blindly taking advice.
Sure.
I just think that they're kind of being a little bit lazier about their approach to it. I don't know that lazier is the right word, but like
No, sometimes it's they're afraid of growing in the first place. So when they start asking questions, it's easier to just do somebody else's quote unquote proven methods than it is for them to go out into the wide world of the web and to find an answer, like I just said, from 755 authors on 5 different ways that they should be tackling this problem.
Well, it could be the
All at
mentor
same
side
time.
too, right? Like how many of these people are peers?
How many people in a
so to
red
speak?
state have a fucking mentor?
Like how many of our peers and stuff have you known that are like not quite as cool as they seem or whatever, you know? Or like how many people in the scene at all, like would you want to learn from necessarily? Or like it's an interesting thing to, and like you didn't get the choice back in the day, you know? It was the guy that taught you was the guy that taught you. You didn't get to look up a show or anything like that.
And yeah. And there's still also, don't I don't think anyone can get us wrong. There's still a level of dive in and start, pick something and just, get in there and mimic something that you've seen or
Your
a
first
style.
goal, your first
But
goal should be to get that fucking seed to pop. Then your second
Yeah,
goal should be to get
exactly.
that seed to turn into something that I can change the light cycle on. And then, holy shit, my goal is I just don't want to kill it before it chooses to die on its own at the end when it
Yeah.
senesces.
Well, I
And then
always like
everything else
the-
after that is just
I
like
just
keep
think you
repeating
should
the process.
always-
always, always be researching your own method and making it your own, through research, through learning about new tools,
Trial and
new
error.
ideas. Yeah, trial and error. That's kind of what I was getting at is there is a level of, pick something and get in there and do it. If you were thinking, oh, I'm salts and I want to go organic, well, just
That's
get
scary.
in there and do it. But get in there and do it, and don't just mimic. You got to mimic to a level. You got to start. Everybody's using. Most people are using Clackamas Coots recipe. You got to mimic something to a level. But I guess what I'm saying is just then make it your own after that.
Well, Uncle Rick says don't afraid to try and then fail. I agree. Cheers,
Yeah.
Uncle Rick.
Yeah, but I would say like
Absolutely.
What do you learn
before
from?
you grow, if you want to be successful, like read a book about growing or read about the process.
Yeah.
The same way, like before you start getting plant problems with pests, look at what they look like. So like know what thrip damage looks like, know what spider mite damage looks like. This is stuff that like beginner growers will run into all of the time, me included, without reading about it. And it makes the growing process of learning much, much harder. And you can save it super easy by just reading like what are the 10 most common cannabis pests. And then every time you look at your plants, eventually you're going to go look at your plants and be like, I've seen that before. And you know that it's a problem. You know that it's not a deficiency. You know that it's not a fan doing whatever. And those things get mistaken all the time.
Yeah.
Chad's talking about Red State Fight Club, and that's what it was like to learn to grow before the forum days.
Yeah, I grew up in the forum days. And it was. I mean, it was a lot. It's just like Skilba said. There's 700 opinions. It just wasn't any articles or science based anything at that point. And it
And then
was
there's
all
sometimes
just
you're
some
stuck
guys that got a lot of respect because they
Yeah.
posted a lot of comments on a forum.
Well,
or they
used to
had
not
good
be-
picks.
People weren't transparent either. If a motherfucker had all kinds of spider mites and all kinds of powdery mildew issues and stuff, they weren't trying to show that off.
Well, and
So it was
nobody
very,
would
very
find out
hush-hush,
because
right,
nobody.
you don't want to be known as,
Yeah.
oh, you're the dude that gets the PM, man. You're a fucking shitbag grower, man. So like
Yeah.
you were trying to extrapolate information from how somebody deals with getting PM on tomatoes and that you should use this tried and true method, and you try it on your shit and it doesn't fucking work.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Right.
dude. So now
Well,
as a
then you
medical
get
patient, I'm out of
advice.
plant. Yeah, sure.
You get advice
Yeah.
and they're like, yeah, just chop it all down. So
Yeah,
then
just
you
burn
do
everything
that,
down.
And you're like, then you read advice a year later and you're like, oh, I could have kept all that stuff.
I have lost strains.
Yeah.
I lost my medical. I had grapefruit diesel
Yeah.
for 4 years.
And you never
almost.
fixed your environment, have PM issues on your next crop, and you're like,
Anyway, yeah, you're like, oh, it wasn't even the strain.
Yep.
vicious cycle.
Bad information.
Yeah, we haven't even at my sister's touched any of, I mean, I took tents down and cleaned and nothing's even being touched for a while now after that whole PM issue. Everything's being replaced that can be replaced and fans are being replaced. So everything's being cleaned tip top and scrubbed and yeah. Totally given it at least a good while. I mean, over a month at least. I mean, it might be a little bit even longer than that. I mean, it was pretty bad in there. So I don't think it's worth to take a chance. I mean, especially with the genetics that we have. I mean, I just feel like it's like such a big gamble to, go ahead and start something like that. I mean, I was talking with her a few weeks ago about it and I was like, what do you even want to do? And she's like, I don't know, because, I don't want to risk.
You don't want to
all
get
the stuff
busted,
that-
man.
Well, she's like, we've got good stuff. And she's like, I don't want to like risk something, and I was like, well, so she got a bunch of stuff from Irie Genetics and it's supposed to be PM resistant. So I think she's going to give that a shot after, a period of time of it being, at least a good month or so of, chill out. So I don't know. We'll see. I think, like I told her, I said, I think we should like start with maybe like 1, maybe 2 plants, if even that, and just like take a chance and see how that goes and just start soft and slow. That way, if something gets out of hand, we can maybe like nip it in the bud or try to figure out maybe where the problems come. I don't know. I think if the problem happens again, then it's definitely totally environment at that point.
I would,
So-
I wouldn't let it happen again. I mean, the thing with PM, from what I understand, is it's everywhere. You're not
Right.
gonna get rid of it. You just need to shut down, clean, and then you do need to, you just have to affect your environment. So like, sounds like you
Hoorah.
just need a really good dehumidifier
Yeah, which
and
we have.
and dry the, dry the
Yeah, we
hell
have
out
that.
of everything and make sure yeah. So
Yeah,
that's
and
tough
we-
if
well, see,
other
that
than
was the
that.
thing. Once we dried everything out, then it got too dry. It was like
Yeah.
a
It's
big up
about,
and down.
yeah.
So it's an older house, so I think that has a lot to do with the problem. So it's just
Yeah.
older and
Yeah. It's tough
so we'll see.
sometimes, especially with stuff like, older walls and things, and yeah.
Yeah.
You
It's
find that
just-
it's not just one thing, it's a series of things. And you
Yeah.
correct them one at a time. And if it still
Mhm.
persists, you're like, well, it wasn't that. So it's got to be something else. And you keep going.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
but
ju-
hopefully
yeah.
I'm gonna be in Michigan by the summer. So
Yeah.
that's my goal
That's
here.
exciting.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, so when you're picking out places, you'll just go through with like or a humidity sensor and everything and be like, no, this house way too fucking humid in the basement. It'll
Thanks for
never
the
do.
idea.
It's like tropical.
Yeah. And they're like, what the hell?
They'll be like, "Who is this crazy
Yeah,
bitch?
He
like,
knows what's up.
What is she after here?"
and she'll be like, I'm Tara. Check me out on Michigan Grow Show. Let's go to the next house because this is not going
Got
to
a
work.
CO2 meter.
Yeah, CO2. Ooh, this one's got
Humidifier.
natural
Do you have
CO2.
RO already?
Yeah.
My
Checking all the
checklist is
water
already been-
lines. Are these pipes iron?
Yeah.
What is this?
Yeah. That's exciting though. Get up here to Michigan. It's sweet.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it.
Definitely check the fuse panels.
Oh yeah, that was
it's
my
one of your
big
first
thing.
things.
Check your breaker box thing.
Do you have 30 amp breakers?
Oh, yeah.
There it is.
It's tough to find that stuff though. Like everybody, I don't want to say everyone, but like I saw a
How much
lot
is
of
it to
cheap
change one of
outs
those
where it's a
out?
bunch of 15 and 20 amps.
Was it probably like $1,500 to have one of those changed out?
Just one breaker?
No, if you were going to try to if you moved into a home that had an older fuse panel
Like a-
that was really
oh,
like
Like a
40
50
years
amp.
old.
man.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I've looked it up and it's anywhere from like 1,500 to 3K.
That's what I was
depending
thinking
on what
too.
they
Because they
have
got to
to
kill
deal
your
with.
power.
And it also depends on, do you want 100 amp or 200 amp?
You want
Yeah.
200.
Yeah. I mean, if you're going
Oh,
through the
definitely.
effort, and
Damn.
you're
You
a grower,
200, he said.
and you're a grower, you might as well get 200,
Well, then you can have a
it's all
shop
how
too and run all
many-
your power
'cause
tools.
It's
and
all
shit.
how many you fill up anyways, so you might as well have the extra room while you're going the distance. But yeah, they
Ooh,
gotta
fuck.
I think disconnect it or something. I don't know.
Dirty, I grew up in a house. He says 30 amp. I have the old school screw-in ones, dude. Where I grew up with
Yeah.
my mom and dad, that's what we had too. So you didn't want to be popping fuses when you were a kid and shit. That was not cool because you can't flip those.
I said, yeah.
They're really hard going in. Like, don't bust that shit.
Yeah.
Aaron Budd says mine cost me $900 for the 100 amp. Yeah,
Yeah, Captain 420 said the 200 amp service sold him on the house he got. Yep.
Right.
Like that's
Bingo.
yeah, that's big. That means somebody, and it usually means somebody gave a crap at some point about wanting some good power.
Yeah.
So yeah, the cheap build or the house was built good. The cheap builders use the smallest they can because it's just cheaper.
The house I grew up in has 2x2 walls, and I'm not even fucking joking.
Yeah.
It's one of those old Sears houses that in the 1950s
Oh,
Sears used to
nice,
sell the kid houses. If you
Yep.
look them up, you can see them.
Yep.
But my whole neighborhood where I grew up is all of those houses, and
Were
they
they
all
all
have 2x2s. Huh?
Were they identical, or was there
Yeah.
like some variation to them?
Slight variance.
No,
Get
they
different
all had
models,
the
I
same.
thought.
Yeah, dude, it was
Oh,
so
Jesus.
limited as to be like one is opposite of the other.
That's what I mean. It's like
That's about
sometimes
it.
it's just like the
A
room is on
left
the
and a
other
right.
side.
Yeah,
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 that's it.
exactly.
I have the left model. Thank you.
I lived in a neighborhood like that, and
But it
one
was
lady
built-
told me
yeah.
that.
It's like
She goes, "Your house is like
1953.
mine, but reverse." And I was like, "How
Yeah.
do you know what my house looks like on the inside?"
Yeah, I had to tear the shower out over there, and they had the walls open, and I grew up there, and I knew that shit was thin. I knew it was not 2x4. But when I
Yeah.
seen that the exterior walls were 2x2 at like 16-ish inches on center, I was like, oh
Ugh.
fuck, man. So
Yeah.
You fall through that.
And I can't imagine.
you would wake up in the morning and there'd be like,
insulation was great.
well, it was terrible because it was like
It'd be terrible for
the
outdoor
old
walls.
style furnace ones. So like there's a furnace in the center of the house, but they're on a slab. So originally there's only heat in the center of the house. So none of the 3 bedrooms had heat in it. So like you would wake up in the morning and you could scratch like the frost off the inside of your window and shit. That's why I'm so.
No, thank you.
They did tests. Here's a little funny vamp thing to go off on. They did a study years ago with army dogs, and they started taking them out into cold, exposing them to cold periods for very, very short periods of time when they were very, very young puppies. And they found that doing that actually increased the dog's like hardiness and health throughout its entire life because it was introduced to early stress like that. I cannot remember that. I read that like 20 fucking years ago or something, but there's a kernel for somebody to go chase down.
I feel like my blood thickened within a month of moving up here.
Well, we
probably
keep
did.
making fun of you, but how would it be for one of
The air
us Michigan
fryer.
folks to go down there and to live in the Panhandle? That's going to take me more than a month to get used to sweating my eyelids.
Well, yeah,
off,
that's
man.
what I tell people. I've lived
Yes.
in both even before. I mean, I was born in Florida, then I moved out of it to Pennsylvania, and then back to Florida, and it's easier to warm yourself, even though it doesn't sound like it, than it is to cool yourself down. Like,
Yeah.
and get rid of. Okay, you go out and you're going to the grocery store and you sweat your balls off for whatever reason because you had to park far away and whatever. It's hot as balls. Well, now you pretty much need a shower if you do cool down because you just sweat it all over yourself. Well, if I come warm myself, that's it. I just throw more clothes on and I'm good. Yeah, it's definitely you gotta
No
get used to it.
showers needed.
Yeah.
Well, it's
No
nicer
showers
in that aspect for sure. You can only take off so many clothes when it's
Yeah.
Hey now.
Yeah. And like, yeah, and your AC can only blow so.
Well, it's
so
more expensive
really
for me to be a
cold.
grower in the summertime because I'm using more efforts to cool everything off, and that's not just my house; that's my garden as well.
I bought a CMH,
LEDs,
and
baby.
LED, baby.
it was the middle of summer in Florida, and I threw it in the 4x4, and it was 96. I couldn't get below 96, and I was exhausting out of the house, straight out of the house. So like, luckily, but it was a double bulb CMH, and one of the ones started like not working and sometimes working. So it was from Amazon, so I just shipped it back. And at that time, I was talking Sequence and started to really look into more cannabis stuff again. And I just said screw it and got the do-it-yourself HLGs.
Yeah, that's what I started
and
out with.
I didn't have a problem after that. I mean, it was like maybe 83, 84, but that's dead summer in Florida. And I had an older house. It wasn't the nicest, insulation and stuff. But so yeah, LEDs saved me down there. That's for sure.
Makes me think of Dan when he made the hash shed and insulating it and stuff. And it just pays to do a doubly good job on insulating that hash shed because it's going to save him so much money
Buy
in the
one,
long run for the life
cry
of the
once.
building.
We have
Oh,
to
yeah.
we have to add another 2
Another
inch
layer.
wall.
Yeah.
What's
Or
what's
we gotta
your
get to-
opinion,
R25 on it for this cool bot. So
Dan?
I gotta get one.
What's your opinion on closed cell? You think that's just the best if you can get it?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. Closed cell insulation spray is
Spray
what I'm talking
foam.
about, people. It's I don't know how to describe it versus regular insulation.
Looks like the great stuff in a can. But
Yeah, it's like that,
Yeah,
but
it's
it gets
seals
really
completely.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. Somebody
and then you'll steal that again. You know, you can go ahead.
Sir
Cover
Dirty
that.
says Miami dry time is 2 days for sure. Fuck.
Yikes.
Yeah.
It's all the things you battle, man. You know, it's a cheap hobby to get into, but it sure gets to be quite expensive if you get into it deep enough or large enough.
If you wanted to,
As soon as you
yeah.
fall
Oh,
in
yeah.
love.
Yeah.
Well,
You start building
starts out
half
like this
sheds.
little flame, and then it just
Yeah.
burns.
Oh
You do
yeah.
it, and then you fall in love, and then you're in, and then
That's all right.
you run out of space to grow. You're
There's
growing
worse
every
things to
weekend.
do.
Then you turn that area into your new veg area,
Yep.
and then you scale up.
And then you're like,
Then
where
you
do I
take your
dry?
old area, you take your old veg area, and you turn that into a drying area. So now you've just upcycled the same multi-purpose room you started with. You started with one space that you were just going to put one plant in, and you were going to just change the light cycles on it. Then you got to the point where you were like good with that shit. So you built a second space that was larger because you got to be a better grower. So you upscaled your garden, and you said, "Oh, sweet! Now I can use this original space as my veg space." And then once you get to the point where you're filling up your second space, now you're like, "Oh, I'm just going to upcycle again." So then you build an even larger space. Then you turn that space into your
forget.
veg space, and then you go back to your original space, and now that's
That's
your
when
drying
it goes
space.
from a hobby to a have to.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
definitely a thing. Yeah, man. But it's a progression. In the beginning, you shouldn't build a gigantic room if you're a shitbag grower and don't know if you can even take this thing to the final edges.
You don't
Don't
need
put
it.
$60,000 down.
You can do
Do
plenty.
that
I
though.
think they
Funny
call
is-
those Chads.
Oh, we've
Four
now
by
come
eight.
full circle. Okay.
You can drop some weight in a 4x8 for sure, man.
But
Oh,
I don't
absolutely.
I don't know a hobby out there that doesn't get expensive. If you want
Right.
to, you know,
Yeah,
it
yeah.
doesn't
If you're
that
an
doesn't follow the
enthusiast,
same
yeah.
trend of getting deeper and deeper. Because I was just
Yeah.
gonna say, Skillbone, what about breeding? Now you're interested
Well,
in
now
breeding.
I'm
You
think-
need some room
well,
for breeding.
What I need
But
to
then
do
after
is
that,
I
you
need to
saw
clean this
Dan's
space up.
hash room.
No, I'm
and
gonna
now
buy
you
a
want a
tent.
hash room.
Dude, I'm buying
Yeah.
a tent for breeding. So then I'm thinking if I buy a tent and I go hog wild and make sure it's all completely sealed and I
Hold
try
up
to be
though,
really
hold
smart
up,
and put it on the
hold
other side
up.
of the
Your
house.
wife just said no more. You need that the house is full. The only way
see how
you're
Dan
doing
just
that
erupted
is
with
if you
laughter right
build
there?
more space. So now you got to build a room off your house or a shed or
Right.
something.
I have to make,
You
what do they
see?
call that? A she shed or
gets
some
deep.
shit? Is
Yeah,
that what
you
it
need a
is?
she
Yeah, a
shed.
she shed.
I have yet to make the she shed for the
But that was the deal, right? You had to make one
It
of those in order
was.
to
I
get
was
yours.
supposed to.
Oh,
but she is
wow.
So
That's why
understanding.
Dan laughed.
And the pri- and the
Did you
price
see
of
the eye
wood is-
contact? Is she in the room, Dan?
Yeah,
Hey,
He's
hey,
like
look.
right there.
she's right
He's
there.
listening. He's listening.
Cheers,
no
Mrs.
hype.
Dank
I'm
Man
excited though. Y'all
Dan.
are
Yeah.
planning out a big old pole barn.
Yeah, yeah.
Let
they're
me know if
doing
you need help. I'd love to come learn.
30 by 40 starting
when
in
y'all are
May.
doing that.
I would love
Okay,
to
let me
build.
know.
I would love to
I'll
build
call.
Dan's
Full barn
greenhouse.
for you.
Well,
To
we're
be
gonna
honest
do
with
a
you. I love
we're
that.
gonna do a steel building,
Yeah,
not a
yeah,
wood
yeah.
frame.
Yeah.
Just because wood is stupid expensive. So
Yeah.
Cheers, man.
Absolutely.
I get
You're
that,
doing.
Joe.
Are you gonna do concrete?
yep,
Hell yeah.
yep, yep. So
Full
They're not
line
that much. I
yards.
mean, you
Awesome.
think about it. It's like less than 20K for the building. Then you have to have them like run electricity to the spots. That's going to cost you like $4,000.
well, we're
And you have to
bringing
make
in
sure you level it
200
in.
amp service. We're gonna
Woo.
split 100 to the house and 100 to the
Nice.
barn.
Cool, cool.
Now this is not for growing exclusively. It's
Yeah.
gonna be for storage, but there's gonna be a little grow room in there. We're gonna move the flower room from the bedroom up there.
Does your
and
does
so,
your hash
yeah.
shed have its own have
Yeah,
its
the
own
hash shed
panel?
is on its own panel. It's got
Oh,
30
cool.
hash shed
That
has
comes off the
30 amp.
pole to the shed itself.
Yeah.
It doesn't piggyback. That's
Wow.
No, it's got a sub. It's
Smart
got a little
move.
substation. Yeah,
Yeah,
my
it's-
buddy
Oh, yeah.
Jason is an electrician, so
Yeah, that's always
But-
good.
yeah. So we're excited, man. Well, going on vacation the end of the month. I'll probably be missing the show. But when we get back, we're gonna start breaking ground.
Do you know what you're gonna run outside this year, Dan?
Oh yeah, we're gonna do Primal Punch F1s and hunt some F2s for banana. But we're gonna
Oh, yeah.
do Primal Punch F1 for hash outdoors this year.
She's nice and
Nice.
sticky.
Yes,
Smoked some of that this morning too. Thank you again for the clump.
tastes so good. Thank you. You're
So
welcome.
far, the primal F2s I've got going are not leaning towards banana at all. So
No.
we'll see that. We'll see what ends up happening. They're not
Well, if
done
I
yet.
happen to get one, you know you'll get a cut.
It'll come around, right?
Yeah, check the cure too.
Yep, you never know. I hope it doesn't come out banana. I really don't want it to myself, actually. So
It
I'll
depends.
give it a
You know, there's a difference in it. I had
I've
said
liked
that
it when I
it
found
was
banana and strains.
it was
Mm.
like if you have like Rice Krispies and you get a bunch of sugar in the bottom of the bowl and you got a couple of banana pieces in there, you just kind of give that shit a quick stir. Tastes like that. So
Never eaten bananas and Rice Krispies.
What?
me either.
What?
Yeah, why would
Oh
you
my
ruin
God.
Rice Krispies
No.
like that?
Why would you ruin a banana?
No.
What?
What's happening?
What?
You can eat a banana and you can eat Rice Krispies.
Now we've gone full circle.
Oh
Like when
man.
people put peaches on cottage cheese, that like
Ugh, that's
grosses me out
that's a
too.
bridge too far for me, man. I can't.
I
fuck
would
with
put
that.
pineapple.
There's some
in
chat.
it.
Pineapple's
There's some
really good
people
on
in the
cottage
chat.
cheese.
They're
The
like,
fruit
"What?
cocktail.
Where did we go?
I love that shit."
Want some carrot jello?
Ooh.
It's got you cringing, Sarah. The lime jello with the carrots in it.
Gross.
What's
So
your
did
you
stance on
see-
tapioca pudding?
Nope.
Fish eggs.
Did we already
Tappy.
talk about that? That one place that got the go ahead for a cannabis event.
Oh, Muskegon.
Yeah, that was pretty interesting.
Ooh.
So it looks like I think what is it in June or July or something? They approved it in Muskegon for a
I think
cannabis
it's
event.
July 23rd
and 4th.
or
So
24th.
So maybe we'll start seeing more cities approve more events as
It's
more
the
people
same
get
day that
vaccinations
we're doing
or
the
something.
event in Luzerne.
Yeah, I'm
Cool,
going to
cool, cool.
Luzerne.
Yeah, I'm going to Luzerne. I'm going to
Cool.
our
It's
stuff.
gonna be fun. And
I
all
just
you
like to
folks
see more
out there,
events.
try to get up to Luzerne, Michigan if you want to come hang out, shoot the shit. We're gonna have some booths up. It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be
It'll be
awesome.
nice to see you guys.
Trying to talk my wife
We'll
into
be
it.
dabbing.
Heck
Oh,
yeah.
I hope you can make it. I mean, we're like camping all weekend. It's gonna be
For
awesome.
sure, for sure.
We'll smoke you down, get you high.
Oh,
Hopefully, I'll have a new camper by
very
then.
high.
Oh, Red said we have a canopy too, so we're straight. We're not going to be out there sizzling.
Nice.
Oh, we'll be out there sizzling.
Yeah, it'll be July.
Oh, I just looked it up north of the wall, huh?
Yeah, it's way up there.
All right.
It's up there.
It's up there. It's gonna be it's a drive, but it's well worth it. It's really
It's
cool.
well worth
Y'all
it.
are going to send me what equipment I need?
You'll be able to just ask
It'll
that.
be
I'm only
Snowmobile.
like,
Your-
What's it-
You got
Oh,
your
like,
bear
to
mace.
get up the wall?
Yeah, I was about to say polar bears up there. or
You
something.
got a carabiner?
You
The
The
definitely
only thing
need
you gotta
your
worry
bear
about
Carabiner,
mace.
is
I
I'm
got a
a little weird
carabiner.
about being around
Okay,
a
he's got a
cemetery.
carabiner. He's
You got
got
rope.
It says
Right
some
out
warning on
there.
it, but I disregard it. So.
What's that, Tara?
Okay,
What were you
perfect.
saying?
If you're not weird about being by a cemetery, it butts up against the cemetery, and there was a funeral going on while we were
Sounds
there.
like a
But
spooky
so-
good time.
So
As
that's
funny.
kids, as kids, when we drove by cemeteries, we had to hold our breath. So now,
So the
Like,
dead
oh, I
didn't
hope they
snatch it
don't-
from you?
We're sitting
No,
there.
I
I
Okay,
think it was something. It was something like that, Skilbo. It was some
Not
like
Not today,
little-
Satan.
Yeah. Now I'm gonna hold my
Get
breath
thee
the whole
behind
time.
me.
That's right. Cannabis will protect.
Yeah, man, it was, we were sending good vibes over there. Rest his soul, her soul, their soul.
Barton says, bring a lighter and some weed baked, and you can trade for anything you need.
I just saw that. Yep. Sounds like a plan. Pack of lighters.
Perfect.
Oh,
Hey,
shout
Lady
out
says
to
she
Polish
summons
in
ghosts.
chat.
What the
Good morning.
Oh Lord.
Morning abolished.
It's
You
up
coming
early.
over today? Miss you, buddy.
I told him he needs to.
Well, we'll show you the crypto stuff. We'll chat crypto all damn day.
Yay, Doge to the moon. Come on, bud.
And to the moon, diamond hands.
Get it, get it, get it.
See these hands?
That's how I imagine all
made
the
of
crypto
diamond.
people talk.
Yeah, they do. Dude, I have a buddy that I actually had to mute him.
Yeah, they do.
Cause yeah. And their memes are, I mean, their memes are just, ugh. But yeah. Oh,
Supreme Grape says cat ghosts need love too. That I assume
Hey.
that's for Painted Lady.
Oh yeah, she
Yeah,
probably does bring
that's
cat
true.
ghosts.
Mr. Fluffykins.
Spartan, ghosts are fine if they don't fucking touch me.
I think you're safe then.
Yeah.
Problem crisis averted. What if they're just staring at you though? Like, what if you could see a ghost and it was just chilling, watching you shower?
Morning, Bobo.
Succubus.
I'd be
Ooh.
like, listen.
Like the movie. What was the movie with Patrick Swayze? Ghosts?
Yeah.
Ew,
Demi
Ghost.
Moore.
Or whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah.
ghost.
Whoopi.
that's creepy.
I'd be like, I'm gonna need you to donate to my
My only ghost.
Snapchat. Yeah, yeah,
Oh.
only ghost.
You're gonna be staring at me. Would you get to work? We got some
You
work to
just set
do.
up a camera. It's all blank.
It's just blank. You just wonder
Just
what it
hey
is.
you. Be like, I'm over here getting freaky now.
So nice to see
Yeah.
you. We are
The-
officially high. We've
Yeah,
achieved our
yeah.
fucking goal this morning of a wake and bake. I'm glad that everybody's been able to hang out with us and chat. Cheers. I hope your morning is starting off on the right foot. We're coming up at 9 minutes
Absolutely.
till the end.
Good
Gonna
start
have to do another dab. It's gonna be a long day, guys. A
Yep.
bunch of people coming over. High and Tight's gonna stay the night, I believe.
That's cool.
And
So they're gonna
Nice.
get
That's-
super
they-
blown
he
out and
said
just pass
something
out
thinking
on
about
the
mowing my
couch.
lawn.
Said something about cuddling with you or something. I don't know.
Oh,
That was
goodness.
Oh,
weird.
it'd say something
Well, I
about
think
staying
we've
in the
cuddled
same bed.
before.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure we've cuddled before.
Yeah.
But I was under the
Acceptable.
influence.
Cheers, Madam Got it.
So he
Just
technically
moved
took
in. You already
advantage
have
of me.
house guests.
Yeah, well, you know.
Okay.
Should be a
yeah.
very good time.
Tara, when are you coming
You
back
guys-
to another civilization outside of Iowa?
We'll be back. Let's see, tomorrow. Hoping
Tomorrow.
to meet up with High and Tight before they have to go home. I'm not going back to Cincinnati till Monday morning, so I'll have some time. I'll be making some time, so I don't want to let them go back home without seeing them. So I'm gonna give them some hugs and
Yeah, they're gonna be busy traveling all over.
yeah,
They're doing a Terra
pulling
run, right?
The Terra run.
Yeah.
This is exactly what they're doing. Something I've
I'm
done
doing
quite
a
few
wash
times.
and they might come back up to pick up
Okay.
some of the
You should
Hey,
think of
it's-
if you
well
can't get a
worth it.
job in the industry, you need to get a job as like an in-state trucker, Tara, because you know all the roads and the times and all that other
Can't do
shit,
that because you
man.
can't smoke weed, so I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah,
Trust me, I
job.
thought about it.
Buy your
So
own
fucking
rig.
stupid, man.
Hey, all these
Cheers,
campers
Medical
I'm looking
Mondays.
at,
What's up?
I've been secretly like looking at things on the down low, saying, "Well, what can I, redo this to make my weed on the go a reality?" I'm gonna make it happen somehow. I'm going to. Some of these campers come with solar already, so
Just find an
I-
old ice cream truck and it's all you'll ever need, man. It's got a
Oh.
big freezer in it. You can put your bed right on top, convertible like that, man. Straight.
Murphy
Oh, yeah.
bed, bring it on down.
set you up with a badass 200-watt LED. You don't need much.
It's a little
Terra Medfit's in Des Moines.
Oh, really?
You guys should link up.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely. Cheers, man.
Medfit's cool people.
Yeah.
Yeah, you.
Awesome. No, I didn't know that.
You never know where he's going to be either. That's the whole thing with him. Sometimes he's in Colorado, sometimes he's in Mexico, sometimes he's what the hell? He's a man of many.
He's from Des
many
Moines. I don't know if
means.
he's in Des Moines. My bad. He says he's from there.
Oh, he's from.
Before we get up out of here, make sure that you leave a thumbs up for us, subscribe if you're new, and don't forget to come through tomorrow night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Bro Show Live, where you'll see us and many more.
Make
I
a
won't
funny
be able to make
comment.
tomorrow's show because I'll be down in Grand Rapids at 315 Dispensary representing Freedom Green Farms.
Talk
So,
about it.
Sorry,
Talk
I'm
about
missing
it.
that too, Dan. Darn it. I'd be there.
Right
You're doing
on,
that
right on.
tomorrow, Dan?
Yeah, tomorrow. So I'll be down in
Hmm.
Grand Rapids at 315 Dispo. I don't have the actual address on me front of me.
We can Google it. I might. I don't know. That's
What time will you
it's a
be?
little
What time
far,
will you be
but-
there till?
I'll be there
Yeah.
from 4 to 7.
4 to
They're
7.
having a vendor day, so they buy a lot of our flour from work. So we're down there just representing,
Oh.
being-
What kind of flour? What kind of flour?
I don't know what they got.
Okay.
Actually, the last place we were at, they didn't even have our flour. It was all sold out.
That's a
We had
good
some-
thing.
Hell
We had
yeah.
some thin mints, and I think they said maybe some animal pie or something.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I'm not really sure. I really don't get on that side too much, but that's why they're sending us down there to get us out of the grow. Go talk to the public, and let them know what we're about. How we do. So
Heck yeah. Don't
Team
forget to
Freedom
make a
Green.
funny comment after the show.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
hold that rig up
anytime
one more
on
time,
the
Porch
floor.
Farmer.
Yes, sir.
Got a
Don't
giveaway here,
forget
Porch
to
Farmer.
Make your funniest comment.
US only.
Oh man, that thing's so sweet.
Just because
Yep,
mailing
this
shit
is
is a
it.
pain in the ass out
Out
of the
of the
country.
box. US only. Yep.
Give it a
Banger
rip. Give it a
too,
dry rip.
wow.
Dry rip
Yeah.
that beast.
Try to get up in the camera here.
Dry rip.
Ooh la la.
Oh, what a dry rip.
Pinky up, pinky up.
There you go.
Hey!
There you
So
go.
dry. You made it
So dry.
It's so dry. Could have loaded her down.
Oh shit.
But yeah, then it comes with a little tiny tool, a bag for it, and a little. Where's the
Spinner cap.
little spinner cap for it?
Right on.
Heck,
And
and a good giveaway. All you got to do is make us laugh later, and we're going to be high. So
Yeah, the
consider that fact.
laughiest laugh.
The laughiest laugh wins.
Mm-hmm.
I'd
Doesn't
probably.
have to be a joke. You can just be funny
Yeah.
in general.
I mean, it can be a comment about the show or something like that. We
Comment
get
on
kicks
my
out of just about
glasses
everything.
Anything.
If
Are we
you've ever
talking
seen his
about in the
riff raff
YouTube chat
glasses
now?
No, not now.
in the
But
comments,
but I'm talking
Yeah, I mean,
after
you
the
could-
show ends, it keeps
After, yep.
going.
No,
there's
they'll
a
make it as a comment on
it
the
makes
video
it a
itself.
video.
Yeah, there's
Ah,
and
yeah.
then on the
I
YouTube.
see what you're
Yeah,
saying.
like
Oh,
my
that's a
riff-raff
smart way to
glasses.
do it. Yeah.
There's
You can
just
always
riff raff
check
glasses.
those
Riff
out.
raff.
I love it because he hates when I call him riff raff.
Yeah,
He says
He's
he's
like,
so much
yeah.
cooler than riff
I'm way
raff.
cooler than he is. He is like,
Sharkleberry Finn, baby.
shit on me, man.
Ooh, Sharkleberry friend.
He's the back-to-back 1998 blockbuster champion.
At what kickball?
I don't know.
I love some
Abolish is
kickball,
asking
man.
the real questions
Mixed
down there.
mixed gender softball or whatever they call it.
That sounds fun.
She says, "Do you have
Cheers,
to be a
Fluffy.
Groski or a Groskis to win?"
Either or.
Thank
We're
you.
not
Free
Groski.
Whether
bucks.
you're singular or plural. It's
Yeah, I
just how
don't
it
know.
works either
Yeah.
way.
No, I think it was referring to the typo or the
Cheers, Yuma.
Anybody watching? Really?
Yeah.
If you're watching this show,
If you can hear the sound
After
of
the
Porch
live.
Farmer's voice.
go make a funny comment.
It should be easy to make us laugh.
As long as you live in the U.S.
You're pretty fucking high already. It's not a high one.
Yeah, I'm doing well.
Oh yeah,
I'm like 4 dabs deep in 2 hours, so
I need my space background so I can
Mm.
float.
Damn it,
I
family.
got it.
song. Thank you everyone for joining us this morning. Hopefully you got some good vibes, some good laughs, smoked down, maybe drank a cup of coffee, or if you're red, some like ginger tea shit. Hopefully I'll see you guys later. Except for Tara. I know I won't see you later.
Bummer.
Cheers,
See you
chat.
usually.
But next
Yeah,
time.
no,
But
no.
next time.
Cheers, chat. We will see you
Yeah,
in
cheers,
July.
chat.
Plan
Yeah,
for it.
cheers, everybody.
Come up, see us, smoke down.
Come see us at Luzerne.
We should have
Thanks
our
for
flour
coming.
available. We should have our extracts available. We should be available to smoke.
Roll-ons. I'm gonna have some of them.
Conversate.
Yes.
If you're a fan
Roll-ons
of
for
ours.
sure.
Yeah, roll-ons.
Yeah, you do need to come through, Tara. Though I need some more of those Dick's edibles.
Those
I'll
are
be
easy.
home.
Eat your dicks.
They're delicious.
I know.
How
I'll
they
be home.
make
I
'em.
need. I
What a
need
way
to
to
put an
close the
order
show.
in. Trust me, I know.
Get baked or
We
dicks.
need
Come
the
by. I
dicks.
need
If you
dicks.
know, you know.
Bag of dicks for
okay?
baked.
If you know
That's the
they're
hashtag.
If
They're
you're in
dope.
the
Cheers.
know, you know they're delicious.
Bag of
Harris
dicks
got
for
the
Yeah.
baked.
dicks.
I'll
Definitely.
take squares
Dicks
too.
and
It
edibles,
doesn't matter to
they're fat.
me.
They're
It's
they're
all
great.
gonna go to my bloodstream, you know.
100%.
Well, Bauer's
Sequence.
just gonna bring
100% great
Kool-Aid.
ones.
Yeah, it's gonna be a great time. You're not gonna want to miss out. It's in
No,
Luzerne.
definitely
It's about mid-state up there a little ways. So
well worth it.
It'd be a good time.
Yeah, man.
I'll be
Yeah.
there.
Thanks for coming.
Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.